Chapter 1331. Ningxu practiced her spiritual power over and over again. It took a long time for her to stop. After the practice, Ningxu exchanged for fasting pills, water, and some medicine from the system space. Ningxu said, "Let's go and do the mission." She had almost 100 million points and a lot of faith power. She would become a super mission taker soon. At least she would be able to enjoy some benefits. Come on. Do you want to enter the mission now? 2333 asked. Ningxu opened her arms and prepared to land in the most beautiful position. She nodded and said, "Yes." Then her head became dizzy and she forgot about the beautiful position. Her soul merged into her body. She felt a dull pain in her arm, as if a needle and thread had pierced her flesh. Ningxu took a breath and quickly opened her eyes. She saw a white ceiling and a strong smell of disinfectant. She turned her head and saw a man in a white coat threading a needle on her arm. "Wake up. Don't move. Last 2 needles," the man said. He was wearing a mask. Ningxu lay still. The doctor said, "Don't let the wound come into contact with water. Don't eat seafood. Why are you so careless? I told you not to go out, but you insisted. Now you're in trouble." The doctor put the scissors on the plate and made a crisp sound. Ningxu was speechless. These words sounded familiar. Was it someone she knew? The doctor took off his mask. Ningxu saw his face. He was a handsome man. His facial features were handsome, and he had a good figure. When he wore a white coat, he looked very handsome. At this moment his expression was very dissatisfied. Seeing that Ningxu didn't speak, he said, "Did you hear what I said?" Ningxu nodded. "I heard. I'll go back with you." The doctor took off his white coat and hung it on the shelf. He was wearing a very elegant sweater and a casual jacket. Seeing that Ningxu was still sitting on the bed, he said, "You can go." Oh, Ningxu quickly got out of bed and followed the doctor. This was a rather large clinic. After they left the clinic, Lin Mingyao was shocked. The doctor reached out and held Ningxu's hand. Ningxu almost reflexively shook off his hand. "What are you doing? In the future, tell me in advance where you are going. If something like this happens again, I will be very unhappy," the doctor said. Ningxu was a little confused now. He nodded and said, The doctor opened the door to his car, and Ningxu got in as well. Ningxu took a look at the car. It wasn't cheap either. The doctor started the car. Ningxu said, "I'll take a nap." Ningxu closed his eyes and began to accept the plot. The original owner was called Ai Yin. She was now married. The man driving next to her was her husband. His name was Cheng Fei. He ran a clinic. He could be considered a successful person. Most importantly, he was a good man. He didn't have any bad habits. He was ambitious and humble. He was a top student since he was young. After graduation, he opened his own clinic. His medical skills were good, and he met Ai Yin through a blind date. After they got married, Cheng Fei treated Ai Yin very well. He didn't need Ai Yin to do anything for him. His family was well-to-do, so he didn't let Ai Yin go to work. He let Ai Yin do what she liked. No matter where Ai Yin went, Cheng Fei would send her there. Ai Yin's friends and classmates were very envious of Ai Yin. They said that Ai Yin was lucky to be able to find a considerate and handsome man who could make money and take care of her beauty. Then the winner in life, Ai Yin died. She didn't even know where she died. Ai Yin suspected that her husband killed her. Her suspicion wasn't without reason. She felt that her husband wanted to kill her. Although he was considerate and loving to her, her husband wanted to kill her. Cheng Fei even took Ai Yin to see a neurologist. He said that she was a little paranoid. In short, she was a little paranoid. Ai Yin told her parents that Cheng Fei wanted to kill her, but her parents didn't believe her. They even said that Ai Yin was talking nonsense. No one believed Ai Yin's words. Because Cheng Fei was a good man. He was filial to his parents and could make money. He was a very good man. Many women envied Ai Yin behind her back. But Ai Yin didn't know why, but she was under a lot of psychological pressure. When she faced her husband, Cheng Fei, she couldn't help but get angry. However, Cheng Fei was very gentle and tolerant of her. But the more Cheng Fei was like this, the more anxious Ai Yin became. In an accident, AI Yun's parents were in a car accident and both of them died. It was just an ordinary accident. AI Yun felt that Cheng Fei had killed her parents. No matter how she investigated, it was just an ordinary traffic accident. No matter how AI Yun threw a tantrum, Cheng Fei stayed by her side. In the end, AI Yun also died. AI Yun became a spirit body. She didn't even know how she died or where she died. Perhaps she really had a mental disorder and died when she was hallucinating. In her impression, the surroundings were dark and she couldn't see anything. AI Yun, we're here. Cheng Fei gently pushed Ning Shu and unbuckled his seatbelt. At the same time, he unbuckled his seatbelt for Ning Shu. Ning Shu was originally accepting the plot when he was suddenly interrupted by Cheng Fei. Ning Shu stared at Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei stretched out his white hand and touched his face. Is there something on my face? Ning Shu smiled. No, it's just that many girls liked you before you got married because you're handsome. Cheng Fei smiled faintly. Are you trying to bring up old scores? No. Ning Shu shrugged his shoulders and got out of the car. Cheng Fei also got out of the car and walked beside Ning Shu. They got into the elevator together. Ning Shu looked at the changing numbers of the elevator and thought about this mission. Did the original owner really have a mental disorder? Or was there really something wrong with her husband? He didn't know AI Yun's wish, and was suddenly interrupted by Cheng Fei. With a ding, the elevator door opened. Cheng Fei held Ning Shu's hand and walked out of the elevator. Cheng Fei took out the key to open the door. Ning Shu looked at him from the side. Cheng Fei was very handsome and tall. He had been an outstanding person since he was young. Moreover, he didn't have the flaws of other men. But the original owner suspected that Cheng Fei wanted to kill her. She even thought that her parents were killed by Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei opened the door and Ning Shu walked in. The decoration of the house was very good. It wasn't easy to have such a house in this area. Take a seat first. I'll cook, Cheng Fei said to Ning Shu. He put on an apron and went to the kitchen to cook. The original owner was a housewife and didn't have a job. She was supposed to do this kind of thing. But most of the time, the food was cooked by Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei had to run his clinic every day and take care of AI Yun when he came back. It seemed like he was taking care of a patient. Ning Shu raised his arm and looked at the stitches. The wound was quite long. According to the plot, AI Yun was injured at a class reunion. But for some reason, two of her classmates started fighting. Chapter 1332. He didn't know what grudges these two students had, but they were fighting fiercely. Wine bottles, bowls, and chopsticks were all over the floor. AI Yun was pushed to the floor. Her arm was scratched, but luckily her face wasn't hurt or her eyes were pierced. Ning Shu touched the wound. It was a little hot, but it was sewn carefully. There were some bloodstains on his clothes. He started to accept the plot again. He wanted to see what the original owner's mission was. But there was no more plot. He was interrupted and the plot wasn't transmitted to him. Ning Shu said coldly, 2333, what's the original owner's wish? If there's no wish, what's the point? Oh, her wish. It means that her husband wants to kill her. Ning Shu was speechless. Be serious. This is the original owner's wish. She thought her husband wanted to kill her, so he killed her parents to control her. Ning Shu smiled. Really? Really? If you want to accept the plot in the future, find a suitable time and a safe place. If I can't tell you, you will be forced to accept the plot, and you won't be able to receive the complete plot. 2333 said. Is there still a plot for this mission? Tell me the plot. Ning Shu said. No. 2333 said. Are you kidding me? The client doesn't even know how she died. She thinks she was killed by her husband. 2333 said. You have received all the plot. Ning Shu was speechless. The plot was so simple, but it was so deceptive. Ning Shu looked at Cheng Fei in the kitchen through the glass. He was cooking seriously. He was tall, handsome, and had a good figure. He couldn't figure out why he wanted to kill AI Yun. There was no need. Could it be that the original owner was paranoid and had a persecutory delusion? If she was crazy, how could she complete her mission? If it wasn't for the black hole, she could meet the client in advance. Many things could only be explained face to face. After receiving the plot, even Ning Shu couldn't help but feel that Ai Yin had a problem. Why would someone kill you? Why would they kill your parents? Crime requires a cost. Ning Shu scratched his head. He felt a little distressed. Cheng Fei came out with the dishes. Seeing Ning Shu, who was sitting on the sofa, he put down his legs and came over to squat in front of Ning Shu. Are you scared? Cheng Fei was very close to her. Ning Shu could even see his long eyelashes and the reflection of her face in his eyes. It was a pale face. Ning Shu shook his head. I'm fine. Cheng Fei stood up. It's time to eat. Ning Shu walked to the dining table, and Cheng Fei pulled out a chair for Ning Shu. Ning Shu couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. So polite. The client and Cheng Fei had been married for more than 2 years. People who had lived together for a period of time would still behave like this. Cheng Fei was a man who could not be picky. Normally, a man would not pull a chair for his wife, not to mention whether he would behave like a big boss. This kind of thing usually happened before marriage. Ning Shu smiled and sat down. Thank you. Cheng Fei sat opposite Ning Shu and put some vegetables in Ning Shu's bowl. During this period, you have to eat lighter food. Don't eat spicy food and don't eat seafood. Ning Shu nodded and lowered his head to eat. You have to take a shower later. I will help you to wash your wound. Cheng Fei said. Pfft. Ning Shu spat out his rice. Cough, cough, cough. Cheng Fei stood up and passed a tissue to Ning Shu. What's wrong? Ning Shu wiped his mouth with the tissue. I ate too quickly and choked. You have to chew and swallow slowly when you eat. Let your body prepare for the meal. Cheng Fei sat down and looked at Ning Shu. Ning Shu's face was reflected in his eyes. Ning Shu nodded and continued eating. The dining table was very quiet. Only the sound of bowls and chopsticks could be heard. This was what it meant to be speechless. It was a little awkward. Cheng Fei took a sip of water and said, Why did you have a conflict at the class reunion? Ning Shu spread his hands. I don't know. I don't know why it happened. Cheng Fei put down the cup. Don't go to class reunions in the future, and don't go out with your best friends. It's dangerous outside. Ning Shu frowned. Why did he not let him go out? Of course. I am not forbidding you from going out. You have to be careful. Cheng Fei said. Ning Shu nodded obediently. I know. Cheng Fei smiled and showed his white teeth. It made him look even more handsome. Sigh. This was a world where looks were everything. He did not believe that Cheng Fei wanted to kill his wife. Ning Shu had his reservations. After dinner, Cheng Fei cleared the table and washed the dishes. Ning Shu saw that Cheng Fei was busy in the kitchen. He leaned against the door and asked, Cheng Fei, I think there is something wrong with my head. What do you think? Cheng Fei wiped the water off the bowls and put them in the cupboard. When he heard Ning Shu's words, he nodded without thinking. Yes, there is something wrong with my head. I went to a class reunion and hurt myself. Your 2 male classmates are afraid of paying the medical bills. They are shirking their responsibilities. How ridiculous. Don't go to a class reunion that wastes time and energy, Cheng Fei said. Ning Shu spread his hands. I am going to show off that I found a good husband. Cheng Fei looked up at Ning Shu and could not help laughing. What are you showing off for? Cheng Fei wiped the water off his hands and took off his apron. Take a bath. Your hand is injured. It is not convenient. Ning Shu took 2 steps back. I can take a bath myself. I will soak in the bathtub. Don't be stubborn. Your wound can't get wet. Cheng Fei said good-naturedly. Ning Shu shook his head. I can take a bath myself. We need to keep each other mysterious. Cheng Fei just tilted his head and looked at Ning Shu. Ning Shu went into the bathroom, locked the door and turned on the water. Ning Shu wiped the mirror and looked at the person in the mirror. Ai Yun's facial features were not exquisite, but she was very elegant. Her skin was fair and she could be considered a beauty. She was supported by her temperament. Ai Yun's parents were university professors. She was also from a scholarly family. Otherwise, she would not have gone on a blind date with Cheng Fei. They were well matched. Ning Shu was still looking at himself in the mirror when someone knocked on the door. His heart skipped a beat. Open the door. You didn't bring any underwear. Cheng Fei's voice came from outside the door. Ningshu opened the door and saw that Chengfei was holding underwear and pajamas. Ningshu was speechless. Ningshu took the clothes and was about to close the door. Chengfei stopped him and asked, "Can you do it alone?" "Yes, of course." Ningshu closed the door. Ningshu took off his clothes and lay in the bathtub. He looked at his arm outside the bathtub. There was a long scar on his arm. The wound was red and throbbing in pain. Ningshu took a quick bath, dried himself and put on his clothes. Chengfei was reading on the sofa when he came out of the bathroom. Seeing Ningshu come out, he put down the book in his hand. "Since you are done, I will take a bath." Chengfei stood up and took his clothes to the bathroom. Chapter 1333. Ningshu sat on the bed, crossed her legs, supported her chin, and listened to the sound of running water in the bathroom. So far, she didn't find anything wrong. The couple treated each other with respect. For the time being, Ningshu did not find anything wrong with Chengfei. He was a woman's dream man. He had a stable career, was rich, handsome, and considerate. Ningshu couldn't figure out why the client thought her husband killed her and her parents. Ningshu couldn't figure it out, and didn't want to think about it anymore. She started to cultivate. Weak Reiki entered Ningshu's body. Chengfei wiped her hair, and came out of the bathroom. Seeing Ningshu sitting on the bed, she couldn't help laughing. "What are you doing?" Ningshu opened his eyes. Meditation, meditation before sleeping. Chengfei was only wearing a pair of shorts. Her upper body was naked, revealing her strong body. Ningshu tilted his head and looked at Chengfei's two little breasts coldly. "You're going to sleep like this?" Ningshu asked, showing the wound on his arm. "I'm injured now." Chengfei lay down. The mattress bounced and he pulled Ningshu to sleep. Chengfei pressed Ningshu's head against her chest and patted Ningshu's back. "Go to sleep." Ningshu stared at Chengfei's breasts expressionlessly. He wanted to pinch them off, just like pinching a succulent. Ningshu wanted to turn around, but Chengfei pressed his head so he couldn't move it. "Why aren't you sleeping?" Chengfei's voice sounded a little lazy. "Sleep your head off and get high. I want to change my position. It's not comfortable like this," Ningshu said. Chengfei let go of her hand on Ningshu's head. Ningshu lay down flat. Chengfei looked at Ningshu. The strands of hair in front of his forehead made him look more adorable than usual when he was neatly combed. "Don't go to any gatherings in the future. If you have nothing to do, you can learn how to arrange flowers. All your friends do is buy and learn something useful," Chengfei said in a low, muffled voice. His voice sounded like it came from his nasal cavity. It was indescribably deep and sexy. Ningshu thought for a moment and said, "I want to work." Chengfei opened his eyes and stared at Ningshu. "I don't agree with you going to work. There are some things in the workplace that you can't handle. You should live a peaceful life. You don't need to work." Ningshu was speechless. What was that supposed to mean? Secluded orchid in an empty valley? He must be praising her beauty. Ningshu said, "You're also very handsome." Chengfei patted Ningshu. "Go to sleep." Ningshu turned his back to Chengfei. Chengfei was very nice to the original owner. As for working, it was a matter of opinion. Ningshu didn't sleep much that night. He cultivated silently. As long as he had the ability, he wouldn't be afraid of anything. Chengfei slept quietly. He didn't snore or fart. He didn't even turn around. If a person was pretending, he wouldn't be able to do it after he fell asleep. The next morning, Chengfei woke up very early. He woke up very softly and pulled the blanket for Ningshu before he left. Ningshu opened his eyes and looked at the door. Then he closed his eyes and went back to sleep. After he woke up, Ningshu walked out of the room. He saw breakfast on the table. There were sandwiches, milk, and a fried egg. There was also a note from Chengfei saying that he went to the clinic. If the milk and fried egg were cold, he could put them in the microwave. Ningshu picked up the milk. It was a little warm. Ningshu sat down and ate the breakfast. Then he washed the dishes. What should he do next? Being a housewife was quite boring. There were hourly workers to clean the house. Looking at Chengfei's attitude, it seemed like he was going to cripple Ai Yin. Ever since they got married, Chengfei had been treating Ai Yin like this for 2 years. Persistence was the hardest. Did Chengfei really love Ai Yin? But AI Yun felt that her husband had killed her and her parents. Ningxu thought for a while. Then he packed up and prepared to go back to his parents' house. The original owner's parents lived in a university house. The house was big enough. Ningxu walked on the campus towards his parents' house. When he passed by the basketball court, a ball flew towards him. Ningxu tilted his head and dodged it. How could he be hit by the ball? Ha ha ha. A boy in a jersey ran to Ningxu. He scratched the back of his head and asked, "Are you okay? Were you hit by the ball?" There was a commotion around him. Ningxu shook her head. Nope. Next time, be more careful. Don't hit a girl's head for no reason. Have you tried hitting your own head to see how it feels? Boy. Everyone. This development was a little strange. Ningxu expressed that she had seen all kinds of tricks. But this body was quite charming. Even after getting married, there was still a student throwing a ball. It should be said that AI Yun's temperament was unique. Sorry. The boy went to pick up the ball. Ningxu carried his bag and went to his parents' house. AI Yun's parents died in a car accident. Both of them died in vain. After that, AI Yun also died. She died in a very confused manner. She didn't know how she died or where she died. Every action had a meaning behind it. Was it revenge, love, money, or sex? Ningxu felt that AI Yun had set her sights on Chengfei first. He felt that he had limited her train of thought. Everything had a reason, right? Why did Chengfei want to kill AI Yun and her parents? Ningxu pressed the doorbell. It was AI Yun's mother who opened the door. When she saw her daughter, she immediately said happily, "Why are you back?" Ningxu entered the house and put down the fruits and supplements on the coffee table. "I came back to see you. Where's Dad?" AI Yun's mother said, "Your dad has classes. Are you having lunch here?" Ningxu nodded. "Yes. How are things with my son-in-law?" AI Yun's mother asked. Ningxu nodded. "Pretty good. Everything is pretty good. Don't worry. I'm not worried about my son-in-law. I'm worried about you. Chengfei is a good man. It's not easy for a woman to meet a good man in her life, especially for a child like Chengfei." AI Yun's mother prepared a fruit platter and placed it in front of Ningxu. "Ningxu, do I look that unreliable?" Ningxu couldn't help but ask. "You even wanted a divorce a while ago. What were you thinking? Why did you have to give such a good man to someone else?" AI Yun's mother said resentfully. "Then why did I want a divorce last time?" Ningxu asked. "Because you had a nightmare that your son-in-law wanted to kill you. You insisted on a divorce." Ningxu. "Do you believe it?" Ningxu asked. AI Yun's mother rolled her eyes. "What do you mean? Chengfei would never do such a thing. Your brain must be rusty." Ningxu chatted with AI Yun's mother. AI Yun's mother kept praising Ningxu and told him not to do anything stupid. Chapter 1334. Ningxu listened to Mrs. Ai's nagging. She was telling Ningxu not to court death and not to make a fuss about a divorce. If he kept making a fuss, all their feelings would be gone. Ningxu ate some fruit and listened to Mrs. Ai praising Chengfei. Chengfei was so good. It was as if she was the only one making a fuss. Since they were so good, why did he have to make a fuss about a divorce? A good man should stay by himself. Ningxu sat cross-legged on the sofa and started to cultivate. He turned a deaf ear to Mrs. Ai's nagging. It was the same words over and over again. Professor Ai came back from class and saw Ningxu sitting on the sofa. He asked, "Why did you come back this time?" Ningxu was speechless. "Nothing. I just came back to see you guys." Ningxu shrugged. How worried was he about her? Compared to Chengfei, she was the typical example of a troublemaker. The kind that made people very worried. Professor Ai was wearing a modern Tang suit and had a literary aura. He glanced at Ningxu and said, "A man's patience is limited. You are just too free all day. That's why you keep making a fuss. I will use my connections to make you a tutor in the school. Although you will not be a professor, at least you will have a job so that you won't keep making a fuss with Chengfei," Professor Ai said. Ningxu was speechless. It felt like Chengfei was their biological son. How miserable. Ningxu thought about it and nodded. "Okay, when do I start work?" Next Monday. Go back and discuss with Cheng-Fei. If you want to go, I will get someone to reserve a position for you, Professor AI said. Seeing that Ning-Shu was obedient, Professor AI did not say anything harsh. He said in a gentler tone, "If you don't understand anything in school, just ask more questions." "Thank you, Dad. I got it," Ning-Shu said with a smile. Mrs. AI had finished preparing lunch when the doorbell rang. Ning-Shu went to open the door. It was Cheng-Fei. Ning-Shu said in surprise, "Why are you here?" She didn't call Cheng-Fei to tell him that she was here, so why was he here? Cheng-Fei carried the things into the house and greeted the old couple sweetly. Seeing Cheng-Fei, the old couple both smiled brightly. He didn't want to see her sad face and couldn't bear to look at her. Was she that bad? "Cheng-Fei, let's have lunch here," Mrs. AI said with a smile. Cheng-Fei sat beside Ning-Shu and nodded. "Sure. I've always missed Mom's cooking. Mom's cooking is the best." Mrs. AI was delighted by Cheng-Fei's compliment. Ning-Shu just watched in silence. "Why are you here? I didn't tell you that I went home," Ning-Shu asked. Cheng-Fei smiled. "No matter where you are, I can find you." Were these words of love? "I didn't see you at home when I got home, so I guessed you were here," Cheng-Fei said. Ning-Shu curled his lips and said, "You should have called me. If I wasn't here, you would have come for nothing. You must be here. I can feel it." Ning-Shu, be normal. When it was time for lunch, Cheng-Fei peeled the prawns and put the meat in Ning-Shu's bowl. Ning-Shu looked at the prawns in his bowl and put a piece of braised pork in Cheng-Fei's bowl. He smiled and said, "This is your favorite." Cheng-Fei just looked at Ning-Shu lovingly. "Thank you, Ning-Shu." Mrs. AI smiled when she saw this. "Cheng-Fei, your mother-in-law and I only have one daughter. It's inevitable that we spoil her. You have to be more tolerant. If she does anything wrong, tell us and we will teach her a lesson," Professor AI said to Cheng-Fei. Cheng-Fei put down his chopsticks and smiled gently. "It's okay, Dad. I think AI Yin is a good person. She is my daughter. I know her character. If she makes a fuss in the future, just ignore her." Professor AI glared at Ning-Shu and said, "Ning-Shu, that he was her biological father." Cheng-Fei nodded and said with a smile, "I know, Dad. If she makes a fuss in the future, I will ignore her." After lunch, Mrs. AI urged Ning-Shu and Cheng-Fei to leave as soon as possible. She told Cheng-Fei to go back to work and not waste time. Ning-Shu and Cheng-Fei walked out of the house and watched the students running on the basketball court. Cheng-Fei said, "Time flies. I felt like I was in university not long ago." Yeah. He did not feel anything at all. The two of them walked unhurriedly on the path in the woods. Ning-Shu said, "Dad found me a job as a tutor at this school. I will start next Monday." Cheng-Fei stopped and looked at Ning-Shu. "Do you want to work?" Ning-Shu turned to look at him. "I am just asking for your opinion. Anyway, I will be in school and can take care of Mom and Dad. Do you want to work?" Cheng-Fei looked at the students running on the basketball court. They were young and energetic. Ning-Shu nodded. "Of course I want to work. I stay at home every day, and am very bored. I can also earn money to support the family. I can't let you earn money alone." Cheng-Fei's job was not easy. If there was an emergency call in the middle of the night, Cheng-Fei would have to go to the clinic. Cheng-Fei shook his head and said gently, "I don't agree with you working in school. There will be a lot of people and things will get complicated. You won't be able to handle it." Ning-Shu tilted his head and looked at him. "Then what do you think I should do? What kind of job is suitable for me?" Cheng-Fei said, "My clinic's income is enough for us to live. Life is not about money. If there is a good way of life, why should we suffer for money?" "I don't want you to suffer." Ning-Shu nodded. "You are right. Then you will reject Dad, right?" Cheng-Fei reached out and placed his hand on Ning-Shu's head. "Be good and listen to me." "No, I need to think about it." Ning-Shu stared at Cheng-Fei. Cheng-Fei could not help but smile. "Naughty." Ning-Shu observed that Cheng-Fei's expression was very natural. "I will send you back." Cheng-Fei opened the door for Ning-Shu. Ning-Shu sat in the car and watched Cheng-Fei walk around the front of the car and get in. He sat beside her. There was a smell of disinfectant on his body. It was light and not pungent. Cheng Fei started the car and turned the steering wheel with his slender and fair hands. Ningxu stared at him. Was it really this man who killed Ai Yin? Cheng Fei was really good to Ai Yin, and he always cared about the details. He had done everything he could for Ai Yin. Why are you looking at me? Cheng Fei asked. Do you think I am very handsome? Yes, you are very handsome. I was thinking about how I married such a handsome man. It is unbelievable, Ningxu said. So you have to cherish me, Cheng Fei said half jokingly and half seriously. Ningxu just smiled and did not say anything. Cheng Fei sent Ningxu home and said to Ningxu again, I hope you can reject the job Dad found for you. Chapter 1335. Cheng Fei was very gentlemanly. He did not force Ningxu, but he expressed his opinion. Ningxu nodded. I know. I will think about it. Cheng Fei placed his palm on the back of Ningxu's head and pressed Ningxu against his heart. Ai Yin, I want to give you the best. I hope that you can live a carefree life. You don't have to sink into the dirty swamp of the human world for money. Ningxu, buried in my chest whenever you don't like it. Cheng Fei's chest vibrated when he spoke. His voice seemed to vibrate from his chest. It was indescribably charming. He was a very charming man. He had a good personality. He seemed to be a man with no flaws. Cheng Fei let go of Ningxu and kissed her forehead. I am going to the clinic. Be careful at home. Ningxu nodded and waved at Cheng Fei with a smile. After Cheng Fei left, the smile on Ningxu's face disappeared. She turned and walked into the neighborhood. Ningxu looked around the house when she reached home. She took out the vacuum cleaner and started cleaning the house. She cleaned every corner of the house. Even the bathroom was cleaned. Ningxu wanted to see if there were any surveillance cameras in the house. It was hard to find surveillance cameras with needle holes. Then, Ningxu felt uncomfortable all over. She found a surveillance camera in the bathroom. Ningxu did not find it in the living room. She felt that it should be on the chandelier. The chandelier was high. Ningxu could not reach it. If there was a bathroom, there must be one in the living room too. Ningxu. Why did he install it in the bathroom? Would Cheng Fei be able to see it when she was showering? There were probably cameras and surveillance cameras everywhere in the house. Ningxu started to think. Did she do anything out of line in this world that would arouse suspicion? Why did he install surveillance cameras in the house? Cheng Fei did it to monitor her. Then why did Cheng Fei want to monitor her? Ningxu took a small knife and put it on her body. She carried the garbage bag and went out. Ningxu threw away the trash and rolled up his sleeves. The wound on his arm was red. When she went to her parents' house, Cheng Fei came straight to her. He did not call her or her parents. He came straight to her house. Ningxu touched the wound and pressed on it. With this press, the wound hurt a lot. Ningxu suspected that there was some kind of tracker sewn inside. As long as the tracker was on her, no matter where she went, Cheng Fei would know. If there was really something wrong, then Cheng Fei's desire to control was a little scary. Ningxu looked at the suture and observed what was special about Cheng Fei's suture. Every doctor's suture technique was different. After observing for a while, Ningxu took the knife and pointed it at the wound. Should he cut it? If there was really a tracker inside, what should he do with it? Ningxu looked at the wound and slowly drew a line. The line could not be cut in one go. It was really painful to pull it back and forth. Ningxu was in so much pain that he gritted his teeth. Finally, he removed the line. The wound was red and swollen because of Ningxu. Ningxu opened the wound to see if there was anything inside. In the end, he found a small thing in the wound. This thing was very small and looked like a chip. It was the size of half a fingernail. Ningxu looked at this thing and kept it. He went to the pharmacy to buy needles, suture lines, and anti-inflammatory medicine. Ningxu recalled Cheng Fei's suture and carefully sutured the wound. Thanks to the needlework in his previous world, Ningxu held the needle and thread and tried his best to follow Cheng Fei's suture style. Then he threw the needle in the trash can and applied the medicine on it. Then he slowly went home. When he returned home, Ningxu felt a lot of eyes staring at him. Ai Yin should have felt it. Actually, she could feel it when someone was watching her. Especially when Ai Yin was always alone at home. This feeling would be even stronger. Just thinking about the handsome Cheng Fei in front of the computer and watching her every move made her hair stand on end. Then this perfect husband was actually a peeping Tom. His wife would not go so far as to peep at him. Then he just wanted to know what his wife was doing all the time. He definitely wanted to know what his wife was doing. He was very controlling. Ningshu kept the chip close to his body. When he returned home, he turned on the TV. She sat cross-legged on the sofa as if she was watching TV. Ningshu was cultivating while staring at the TV with empty eyes. I'll let you watch. I'm so beautiful. How dare you peep at me? After cultivating for a while, Ningshu went to the fridge to look for food. Ningshu opened the fridge and rummaged through the fridge. He saw that there was a needle hole in the fridge. Ningshu pretended that he did not see it. He took the noodles in front of the needle hole and closed the fridge door. Even the fridge was installed. Why didn't he install it in the toilet? Look at what I shit today. He was simply crazy. Ningshu went to the kitchen to cook the noodles. Her eyes were looking left and right. She wanted to know where there was no needle hole in the house. There was no blind spot in all directions. This perfect husband in the eyes of others was actually very scary. Ningshu sat on the chair and ate the noodles. He was thinking if he should wait until Cheng Fei came back at night and beat the shit out of him. Ai Yin was dead. Was Cheng Fei the one who killed her? Cheng Fei was very controlling. Could it be that the original owner did something unbearable and out of his control, so he killed her? As Ningshu ate, all sorts of thoughts flashed through her mind. Ningshu finished the bowl of noodles. He decided not to change his expression and observe the situation later. At night, when Cheng Fei came back, he brought a bouquet of fresh lilies and placed it in front of Ningshu. Ningshu took the bouquet. Thank you. It's very beautiful. Cheng Fei lifted Ningshu's sleeve and looked at Ningshu's wound. He asked, what's on it? The inflammation is too serious and it's very painful. I went to the nearest pharmacy to buy some anti-inflammatory medicine. Ningshu said. A foreign object sewn in the wound was very difficult to heal. Why didn't you call me when your wound was hurting? I got you some anti-inflammatory medicine. Cheng Fei said gently. Ningshu nodded. Ningshu put the flowers in a vase and placed it in the middle of the table. It was very beautiful. Cheng Fei saw this. Ningshu smiled and said, let's eat steak today. Cheng Fei took the things to the kitchen to fry the steak. Soon the steak was done. Cheng Fei was very good at cooking. The steak looked like it was from a high-end restaurant. It was also very beautiful. Cheng Fei was a man who knew how to enjoy life. He was also very sentimental. Cheng Fei cut his own steak and placed it in front of Ningshu. He took the one in front of Ningshu. Let's eat. Cheng Fei said gently to Ningshu. Cutting the steak was easy. Ningshu only needed to use a fork, and she could eat it. Cheng Fei also cut a plate. How considerate of him. Chapter 1336. Ningshu was not hungry as he had eaten noodles before. Therefore, when the steak was served, he ate very slowly. Cheng Fei smiled. Ai Yin, you know what? I like it when you are quiet now. It gives me a feeling of peace and quiet. Ningshu laughed and put down his fork. He said to Cheng Fei, I want to work in school. Cheng Fei frowned and put down his fork and knife. He wiped his mouth and looked at Ningshu. Have you really thought about it? You know what I think. I don't agree with you going to work. You are not suitable for work. Ningshu tilted his head. I haven't even tried. How do you know that I am not suitable for work? Anyway, you can't go wrong listening to me. Cheng Fei said. Ningshu was annoyed. Can't I work? You're treating me like a baby. I don't treat you like a baby. I treat you like my wife. I don't want you to suffer. Cheng Fei comforted Ningshu. Well, let's not talk about this now. Ningshu insisted. I will go to work on Monday. I plan to tell Dad later. As for whether it works or not, I will know after I try. If it doesn't work, I will come back. You can't let me try, right? Cheng Fei rubbed his eyebrows and looked worried. Ai Yun, don't be stubborn. You should not go to work. You are really not suitable for work. Why am I not suitable for work? Ningshu stared at Cheng Fei. You have to give me a reason. You have a simple personality and are not suitable for complicated work. Moreover, I can earn money so you can relax. When you have nothing to do, you can go out and play with your best friends. Yin, I want you to be happy. Ningxu didn't know what to say. She didn't have to earn money to support the family and lived a relaxed life. This was something that many people yearned for. Ningxu picked up the steak on the plate with his fork. The atmosphere became heavy. Chengfei sighed. Yin, everything I do is for your good. Thank you, Ningxu said lightly. Chengfei wanted to say something but stopped. In the end, he didn't say anything. Take the anti-inflammatory medicine. Chengfei took the pills and water. Ningxu took the medicine and smelled it. Why does it smell so bad? Chengfei said helplessly. Medicine isn't candy. It won't be sweet and fragrant. Ningxu put the medicine in his mouth and swallowed it with water. When it was time to sleep, Chengfei patted Ningxu's back. Go to sleep. I'll talk to Dad about your work. Chengfei, why won't you let me face society? Ningxu asked. Because it's not suitable. You're not suitable. It was this sentence again. Ningxu's ears were about to turn calluses. What did she mean by suitable? What did she mean by unsuitable? At this moment, there were countless pinholes in the room. Even the sleeping scene was captured. He was speechless. The next morning, Chengfei woke up early as usual and went to the clinic after making breakfast. He left a note for Ningxu. Chengfei's handwriting was beautiful and precise. Ningxu ate breakfast and planned to go back to his mother's house. The first thing he said when he saw his mother was, "Mom, I want a divorce." Mother AI. Mother AI looked at Ningxu expressionlessly. Why are you here again? Mom, I'm serious. Ningxu was speechless. Why this time? Don't tell me you had a nightmare again. Mother AI said anxiously. Can you not be so noisy all day? Can you live a peaceful life? Mom, I'm just kidding. Ningxu shrugged. It was obvious that his parents wouldn't agree. Then I'll go back. Ningxu turned and left. He still had to hide this from them. When the time came, they wouldn't be able to do anything. Mrs. AI patted Ningxu's back. Her hand was a little heavy as she pointed at Ningxu. Wretched girl, if you dare to do this again, your father and I will teach you a lesson. Don't talk about divorce so easily. Don't make Chengfei fly away. Ningxu pursed her lips. Those who know are my parents. Those who don't know would think that I'm your daughter-in-law. Why are you treating me like this? If I had a daughter-in-law like you, I would kick you out of the house. Mother AI said angrily. Am I that bad? Ningxu touched her face and asked. Anyway, parents always thought that other people's children were good children. Ningxu planned to divorce Chengfei. He had to divorce. No matter what, he couldn't die like the original owner. And Ningxu wanted to test Chengfei. Yin, don't cause any trouble. If not, I'll skin you alive. Mother AI threatened Ningxu. Ningxu nodded. Yes. I won't cause any trouble. Don't worry. Ningxu left the school and went home. He started to pack his things in front of the camera. Then he put the box in the living room. Then he sat on the sofa and stared blankly at the TV. He started to cultivate. He already had Qi Jin in his body. He could easily defeat Chengfei. When Chengfei came home and saw the box in the living room, he was shocked. Ningxu, you already knew. Why are you pretending? You're back early today. I have something to tell you. Ningxu said to Chengfei. Chengfei sighed and sat on the sofa opposite Ningxu. Are you going back to your parents' house? Ningxu said. Let's get a divorce. Chengfei couldn't help but slap his forehead. Yin, can you stop fooling around? Ningxu spread his hands. I'm not fooling around. I'm very calm and clear-headed. I don't think I'm good enough for you. So let's get a divorce. Chengfei was speechless. Why are you asking for a divorce again? Did you have a nightmare again? Ningxu, can you not talk about the nightmare? Ningxu thought for a while and nodded. I did have a nightmare. Chengfei, you can't divorce me because of a dream. Isn't that too hasty? Chengfei looked like he wanted to stop fooling around. Ningxu shook his head. It's not just because of the dream. There are other things. I don't think we're suitable to live together. I can't be a burden to you. I think it's tiring for you to live with me, Ning Shu said understandingly. Cheng Fei looked at Ning Shu indifferently. As long as you don't cause any trouble, I think we'll live a happy life. Do Mom and Dad know we're getting a divorce? Cheng Fei took out his phone to make a call. Obviously, he was calling the AI family. Ning Shu didn't stop him. After Cheng Fei hung up, Ning Shu said, "Even if you call Mom and Dad, I'm getting a divorce. We have to." Cheng Fei looked at Ning Shu helplessly. Did I do something wrong? Chapter 1337. Cheng Fei was not angry. Instead, he asked Ning Shu if it was because he was not good enough. "No, it's because you did a good job and I didn't repay you," Ning Shu said. Cheng Fei looked at Ning Shu with tolerance. "According to your logic, since you didn't repay me, you shouldn't divorce me. You should repay me instead of running away." "I'm not running away. I just don't want to bear this burden." Ning Shu spread his hands. "Can't we part on good terms?" Cheng Fei did not speak. The old couple from the AI family rushed over after receiving the call. The moment they entered the house, Mrs. AI hit Ning Shu's arm. "What did you tell me? You said you wouldn't do it again. How long has it been? Ouch, it hurts, it hurts." Damn, the wound was hit hard. "What's wrong?" Mrs. AI rolled up her sleeves and saw Ning Shu's red wound. She asked, "How did you get this?" Ning Shu pointed at Cheng Fei. "He hit me. Don't talk nonsense." Mrs. AI wanted to hit Ning Shu again, but she was worried about the wound on Ning Shu's arm. Cheng Fei is not the kind of person who will hit you. He didn't hit you. Ning Shu. What's going on? Why are you asking for a divorce again? Professor AI, who was wearing a traditional Chinese suit, said with a dark face. Can't you live a peaceful life? Professor AI looked at Ning Shu. Ning Shu felt wronged. Don't just look at me. Look at Cheng Fei. Although I was the one who asked for a divorce, I feel wronged. Cheng Fei said calmly. Dad, don't get angry. Let's talk about it slowly. I won't divorce AI Yun. Don't worry. But I want a divorce. I don't want to live with you. Living with him is like living in jail. Ning Shu said. Cheng Fei sighed. Mrs. AI touched Ning Shu's wound. How can you say that? Ning Shu thought. Oh my God. Let's see how long you can last. Professor AI pointed at Ning Shu angrily. Then why don't you see what Cheng Fei did? Ning Shu pointed at the wall and the corner. There are surveillance cameras in these places. I live under Cheng Fei's nose every day. My every move is under his surveillance. There are even surveillance cameras in the bathroom. Ning Shu's expression was somewhat indignant. That's fine, but why are they even monitoring the refrigerator? It's like I'm in jail. The two elders of the AI family looked at Cheng Fei in a daze. Cheng Fei looked a little surprised. Cheng Fei sat on the sofa and rubbed his eyebrows without saying anything. Cheng Fei, what the hell is going on? Mrs. AI asked. Why are there so many surveillance cameras in the house? Cheng Fei wiped his face and said, I installed all the surveillance cameras at home because I was worried about AI Yun. Even if you're worried, you don't need so many surveillance cameras. Professor AI frowned. Everyone is an individual. If you were to monitor her like this, I would be angry too, not to mention that she is my daughter. Cheng Fei nodded. I know I was wrong. I'll remove these surveillance cameras now. Cheng Fei admitted his mistake with a good attitude. I'm just worried that something might happen to AI Yin if she's alone at home. She's already an adult. What could possibly happen to her? Even her mother and I didn't discipline her like that. Professor AI said. Let's forget about this matter. Don't install any surveillance cameras at home. Ning Shu. Forget it, forget it, forget it. Dad, I want a divorce. Ning Shu said firmly. Don't mess around. Professor AI scolded Ning Shu. But not only did he spy on me, he also installed a tracking device in my body. Ning Shu took out the chip. So this into my wound. Mrs. AI's voice was trembling. Ning Shu asked, Is that true? It's true. The wound is always bad and it hurts a lot. I went to the pharmacy to remove the stitches. This thing is inside. It's fine that he spies on me at home. He knows where I go. Ningshu's face was cold. Mr. and Mrs. AI looked at Chengfei unkindly. Do you have to implant a tracking device in your body? Chengfei sighed. He stood up and went to the bedroom. He took out the list and handed it to Professor AI. Dad, I didn't want to tell you about this. AI Yin actually has a mental disorder. She's paranoid. The doctor said that she has persecutory delusions. Chengfei looked helpless. What? Professor AI quickly took the list. It was the doctor's diagnosis. Professor AI looked at Ningshu in disbelief. He asked Chengfei, when did this happen? Some time ago. About a year ago. That's why I don't let AI Yin go out to work. I installed these surveillance cameras at home, so that I can take care of the family when I'm at the clinic. It's my fault about the tracking device. I was afraid that I would know where AI Yin went. Dad, Mom, I'm sorry. Chengfei's eyes turned red. Mr. and Mrs. AI had not recovered from the shock of knowing that their daughter was a lunatic. Ningshu, that haha. Chengfei had put in a lot of effort into everything he did. He cleared his name so quickly? Chengfei, you're the paranoid one. What's the difference between this and stalking? You even restricted my daily activities. I'm not the paranoid one. You're the paranoid one. Ningshu pushed Mrs. AI. Mom, say something. I'm not sick. Ningshu felt that he was very clear now. He was very clear that she did not think that he was a lunatic. What persecutory delusions? Mrs. AI looked at her husband. Professor AI was holding the list with an ugly expression. AI Yun, I got the tracking device because you had a relapse at the class reunion and hurt your hand. Chengfei said. I didn't expect you to find out first. Ningshu was expressionless. Didn't two male classmates fight? Why am I the one who had a relapse? You're the one who's sick. When you have a relapse, your memory is not very clear. I can only tell you this, Chengfei explained. I don't want you to feel that there's something wrong with you. Ningshu, that he really put in a lot of effort. I'm not sick. I'm really not sick. Ningshu almost wanted to swear to God. She was a lunatic. Okay, stop arguing. Professor AI looked at Chengfei. Chengfei, thank you for all this time. We didn't know that AI Yin was sick. It's my fault. I should have told you about this, but I was afraid that you would be worried. Chengfei said. Chengfei said, I love AI Yin. No matter what AI Yin is like, I will never leave her. And I don't want her to face other people's strange gazes. Chengfei's expression was firm. Ningshu wiped his tears. Damn, I'm so touched. No way. Chapter 1338. Chengfei acted like a good man of the century. He was deeply in love with her. He promised Professor AI, Dad, don't worry. I'll take good care of AI Yin. Ningshu looked on coldly. Anyway, she wouldn't live with Chengfei anymore. If he really loved her that much, why would he sew something in her wound? Wounds were very easy to get infected. If it wasn't something in the body would reject it and cause infection. What if it was serious enough to amputate? Whether the AI family agreed to the divorce or not, she wouldn't live with Chengfei anymore. What if Chengfei drugged her when he wasn't paying attention? Chengfei was a doctor. It was easy to get these things. Moreover, the clinic was his. There was nothing inside that could be taken as one wished. Professor AI sighed. Chengfei, I know you're a good man. But if something really happens to AI Yun, you'd better get a divorce. Chengfei was stunned. Even Ningshu was a little surprised. Professor AI seemed to admire Chengfei. Why did he suddenly allow a divorce? AI Yun's mother wanted to say something. Her lips moved but she didn't say anything. Chengfei frowned and asked anxiously, Why, Dad? Please don't separate me and AI Yun, okay? Professor AI took the list and stood up. He reached out and patted Chengfei's shoulder. I've always treated you as my son. But now that something like this has happened to AI Yun, you'd better get a divorce. I don't want my daughter to be your burden. You won't complain now. You'll complain in the future. You can take care of her for a year. What about 5 or 10 years? You'll get tired of it one day. I don't want AI Yin to have no one to rely on when I'm gone. I don't want anyone to bully her. Ningshu, I was wrong. You're my father. I can do it. I'll take good care of AI Yin. Really, I can swear. Cheng Fei grabbed Professor AI's hand anxiously. Dad, I beg you. Can you leave AI Yin to me? I won't complain. As long as I see AI Yin, I'll feel happy. If we get a divorce, I'd rather die. Cheng Fei said sincerely. I'll only have AI Yin in this life. Ning Shu. So affectionate, so creepy. Professor AI looked at Ning Shu. This is your life. Make your choice. Cheng Fei looked at Ning Shu with pleading eyes. He looked like he was about to cry. Facing Cheng Fei's gaze, Ning Shu felt a sense of guilt. Ning Shu felt very touched. Then he decisively rejected him. Cheng Fei, I think my father is right. I don't want you to think of me in the future. It's always a bad side. So let's get a divorce. AI Yun. Cheng Fei shouted at Ning Shu, his voice trembling. Please don't do this to me, I beg you. Ning Shu turned his eyes away from Cheng Fei's weak and painful look. He carried the suitcase and said, Dad, Mom, let's go. Mrs. AI glanced at Cheng Fei. She couldn't bear it, but she still left. The three of them entered the elevator. Cheng Fei suddenly ran out and pulled Ning Shu out of the elevator. He pulled him into his arms and hugged him tightly. AI Yin, if you're unhappy about the surveillance camera, I can change. I won't do such a thing again. This time, can you forgive me? Just once, okay? Ning Shu was in Cheng Fei's arms. His head hurt. When he heard Cheng Fei's pleading words, he was speechless. It should be a good thing for a man to be so affectionate. But AI Yin said that her husband would kill her. Cheng Fei let go of Ning Shu and looked at Ning Shu anxiously. AI Yin, don't go. I beg you. Don't leave me. Otherwise I'll die. Ning Shu patted Cheng Fei's chest. You won't die. Then he turned and entered the elevator. Cheng Fei watched the elevator door slowly close. Mrs. AI's heart softened. Cheng Fei seems to treat AI Yin very well. Ning Shu said, Mom, you have to look beyond the surface. If he really loves me, he won't bear to see me get hurt. Actually, this is something that can be forgiven. Mrs. AI said. It's impossible for there to be no conflicts between husband and wife. Also, he can't do anything about it. Ning Shu spread his hands. Women were full of maternal instinct. They loved to find excuses. They even found excuses to forgive. The elevator door opened. Professor AI carried the suitcase out of the elevator without saying a word. Cheng Fei stood at the entrance of the elevator, panting. The hair on his forehead was wet. Cheng Fei ran down the stairs. He was panting heavily. Ning Shu begged, AI Yin, don't go. Ning Shu was speechless. Let's both calm down. Ning Shu came out of the elevator and brushed past Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei turned around and looked at Ning Shu. I won't divorce you. Over my dead body. It didn't matter. Ning Shu got into the car. Professor AI was driving. Ning Shu saw from the rearview mirror that Cheng Fei was motionless and staring at the car. Until the car turned out of the neighborhood. Ning Shu asked Professor AI, who was driving, Dad, why did you agree to divorce him? Professor AI said, You're really sick. No, I'm definitely not sick, Ning Shu said with certainty. Even drunk people say they're not drunk. It's different. Drunk people are not conscious. But I'm very conscious now. I know that I'm a normal person. Ning Shu raised his hand and said. Professor AI said, We don't seem to have any hereditary mental illness. Although the hospital's list is correct, I still have some doubts. Besides, I can't accept that he sewed something in your body. He's a doctor too. He should know what it's like to have a foreign body in your body. It'll hurt even if it's cloudy and rainy. Ning Shu smiled. Thank you, Dad. Back at home, Ning Shu felt much more comfortable. Ning Shu's mother asked, What are you going to do in the future? Ning Shu thought for a while and said, I'll see. Maybe I'll divorce him. It's not easy for a woman to meet a good man in her life. Cheng Fei did go overboard this time, but it was also because he was worried about you. Ning Shu looked at Mrs. AI. Do I have to compromise because he did it in the name of love? I don't lack love, and I don't lack love like Cheng Fei's. Ning Shu turned around. Do you think I look like a crazy person now? Mrs. AI said helplessly. Daughter, I'm just asking you to think about it. I'm not forcing you to be with Cheng Fei. No one is perfect. No one doesn't make mistakes. Ningxu shrugged and said, yes, no one is perfect. But Chengfei is too perfect. Mrs. AI glanced at Ningxu angrily. You make a fuss when he's nice to you. You make a fuss when he's not nice to you. You're so insatiable. Ningxu. Chapter 1339. Ningxu stayed at the school and planned to start work on Monday. Ever since she married Chengfei, she had not worked for a day. Chengfei doted on her a lot. Ningxu paid special attention to the AI couple's situation. In the novel, they died in a car accident. Ningxu repeatedly warned Professor AI to take good care of the car, and asked him to check the car when he was free. No matter what, Ningxu did not want Professor AI and his wife to die. He would try his best to protect them. Ever since they moved back to the school, Chengfei would wait downstairs almost every day. He did not go upstairs and just stared blankly upstairs. Ningxu would sometimes go to the balcony and look at Chengfei. For some reason, she would get goosebumps. Chengfei would always stare at her with a hurt and helpless look. Ningxu had never been in a relationship before, but she felt that Chengfei had brought her a great deal of trouble. She felt very annoyed. It seemed that they were very affectionate, rain or shine, but it gave her a lot of pressure. Facing this kind of Chengfei, Ningxu directly ignored him. He could do whatever he wanted. Chengfei would send Ningxu messages to beg for forgiveness and to express his love. Ningxu would delete them after reading them. She did not care. Hey, I just bumped into Chengfei downstairs. I asked him to come up, but he did not come up. He said that he was afraid that you would be angry. Ningxu's mother said as she walked into the house with a basket. Ningxu shrugged and did not say anything. She sat on the sofa and did yoga. She twisted her body all over the place. Mrs. AI glanced at Ningxu. Are you really willing to divorce him? Do you know how many girls in the school stare at him when he stands downstairs every day? Just because you are married, you are going to regret it. Ningxu exhaled softly and stood on one leg. She said calmly, why do you think that I am acting? Although I look like I am acting now, I am not. Facts will prove that I'm right. Ningxu changed his posture, panting heavily. Chengfei didn't even open his clinic after such a thing happened recently. Mrs. AI said unhappily as she picked the vegetables. She sleeps in the car every night. Doesn't your heart ache at all? Ningxu took a deep breath. He's threatening me. Mrs. AI was speechless. You're the one with a heart as hard as iron. Go and talk to him nicely. There's nothing you can't get over, Mother AI said. I don't agree with your divorce with Chengfei. Let's not talk about how people will gossip about a divorced woman. Moreover, Chengfei is a good man. Ningxu raised his arm and took a deep breath. Mom, I'm not sick, but Chengfei treated me like a patient. He even said that I'm crazy. What's going on? Mrs. AI choked and didn't know what to say. Ningxu couldn't help but ask, do you like Chengfei that much? Yes. If you get divorced, I will compare myself to Chengfei. Your father can't feel it, but you and I are both women. Chengfei did what women want men to do. So let's talk things out. If you really want to divorce him, I can't stop you. It's a pity that such a good son-in-law belongs to someone else. Ningxu frowned. Chengfei had always given people the impression that he was perfect. He was surrounded by people who liked him. Even his mother was very satisfied with this son-in-law. Ningxu shrugged. Mom, don't be disappointed. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. Mrs. AI rolled her eyes at Ningxu. Ningxu walked to the balcony and saw Chengfei still standing downstairs. Chengfei sensed Ningxu's gaze and raised his head to look at Ningxu. Ningxu waved. Hello. Chengfei stared at Ningxu and didn't say anything. You should go back. Let us have some time alone. You are making me very troubled. I will tell you when I have an answer. Chengfei looked up at Ningxu. AI Yin, I want you to be by my side. Ningxu didn't say anything. Chengfei sighed helplessly and walked to the car. He even raised his head to look at Ningxu. Ningxu waved his hand and Chengfei opened the car door. He started the car and drove away. Ningxu heaved a sigh of relief after Chengfei left. Chengfei's actions were actually putting pressure on people. For example, Mrs. AI was affected. He had already done so much and treated you so well. How could you be indifferent? It was like when you were confessing to someone, and the people around you were cheering you on. Those people were just watching the show and you had to face the person you didn't like. Should you accept or reject? Cheng Fei's actions were like this. He used others to criticize her. Ningshu felt that he would never love again. During dinner, Ningshu and Mrs. AI said, "I have decided to get a divorce." Professor AI didn't say anything. Mrs. AI said, "You have made up your mind to get a divorce?" Ningshu nodded. "I have thought about it a lot. I have decided to get a divorce." Really? Mrs. AI didn't even have the appetite to eat. Professor AI asked Ningshu, "Why do you want to end this marriage? Is it because Cheng Fei is not good enough?" Ningshu said, "I just feel that they are not suitable for each other. Cheng Fei is good, but I don't feel comfortable being together with him." "That's up to you. You can't take back what you have spilled. Even a broken mirror has cracks." Professor AI said calmly, "This is not a relationship. You can break up just like that. You are husband and wife. Have you discussed this with Cheng Fei?" Ningshu nodded. "I will discuss it with Cheng Fei." Professor AI nodded and put down his chopsticks. He had lost his appetite. Although Professor AI respected Ningshu's opinion, he still felt uncomfortable that his daughter was going to get a divorce. Professor AI stood up and went back into the house. Mrs. AI also lost her appetite. She started to clear the table. "Mom, I haven't eaten yet." Ningshu said, "Go eat dirt." Ningshu. That the next day, Ningshu called Cheng Fei and asked him to meet at a cafe. Ningshu did not go to Cheng Fei's clinic directly. That was Cheng Fei's territory. Ningshu took the car keys and drove downstairs to the cafe. Before leaving, Mrs. AI looked at Ningshu. She wanted to say something but stopped. Ningshu hugged Mrs. AI. "Mom, don't worry. I will be happy." Mrs. AI forced a smile. Ningshu drove Professor AI's car to find Cheng Fei. But when they reached a red light intersection, Ningshu realized that he could not stop the car. No matter how hard he stepped on the brakes, it was useless. The pedestrian walkway was full of people. If he rushed over like this, it would be a disaster. In the end, something happened. Knowing that it was useless to step on the brakes, Ningshu gave up and slammed the car into the guardrail. At the same time, he used the chi in his energy center to stabilize his body. With a loud bang, the front of the car hit the guardrail. The sound of metal hitting metal was very ear-piercing. Chapter 1340. The windows of the car were broken, and there were cracks all over the car. Dong Xuebing could not see what was going on outside. Ningshu's body slammed forward, and his forehead hit the steering wheel. But because of the airbag, it was not serious. The car was wrecked, and the front of the car was beyond recognition. Ningshu rubbed his forehead. Other than feeling a little dizzy, he was fine. If Professor AI was the one driving the car, he would have been in trouble. Soon, the police arrived, and a tow truck towed the car away. Ningshu said, "Please check the brakes carefully. Why did they break down?" Ningshu went to the police station to make a statement and compensate for the damages. After all, he had damaged public facilities and caused a traffic jam. Ningshu went to the garage and asked the mechanic to check the car to see what happened to the brakes. The repairman checked it carefully and said that it was worn out. The brakes should be worn out. The brake wire was worn out? Ningshu was puzzled. The mechanic took the brake wire, and the brake wire was old. Why did it break? How long did you drive the car for the brakes to break? Ningshu nodded. It is really worn out. The car was damaged and could not be used anymore. Ningshu immediately sold the scrap metal. When he has money, he will buy a new car for Professor AI. Ningshu stuffed the brake wire into his bag. After leaving the garage, Ningshu received a call from Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei asked why Ningshu was not here yet. Did something happen? Ningshu hailed a taxi and drove to the cafe. The car stopped in front of the cafe. Ningshu opened the door and saw Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei was handsome and stood out among the crowd. Cheng Fei saw Ningshu and stood up. He waited for Ningshu to walk over and pulled out a chair for Ningshu. It was very gentlemanly. Ningshu sat down and looked at Cheng Fei. She asked, "Did you study abroad?" Fei shook his head. No. Why are you asking about this? You look like a gentleman. I thought you were educated abroad, Shu said. I only treat you and my family, Fei said. Shu was speechless. He felt that Fei was an expert at flirting with girls. She could say such things anytime, anywhere. Fei Shu asked, how are dad and mom? It's pretty good, Shu said with a smile. What's wrong with your forehead? Why is it red? Fei stood up and reached out to touch Shu's forehead. Shu leaned back and avoided Fei. Fei's hand froze in the air, and he looked sad. Ai Yin, just because I made a mistake once, can't you forgive me? Fei retracted his hand and sat opposite Shu. What do I have to do for you to forgive me? Shu waved his hand. You know that I am crazy. When I go crazy, I will even kill myself. Are you sure you want to live with me? Also, I was driving when I hit the guardrail. Shu shrugged. It was like I was possessed by a ghost. Fei quickly asked, are you okay? I'm fine. Then I suddenly woke up. Shu stared at Fei. How could the AI family's car be so badly damaged? Professor AI lived in the school, so he usually walked to the classroom. Her mother didn't drive a car to buy groceries. It was not easy to park in the market. The car was parked in the parking lot and very few people drove it. How could the brake lines be so badly damaged? Fei had driven this car before. Shu suspected that Fei had planned to kill Ai Yun's parents a long time ago. Maybe Fei had planned it since he married Ai Yun. Fei looked helpless. Ai Yun, can we talk nicely? Don't be so weird. Shu shrugged. I am telling the truth. So let's get a divorce. Shu looked at Fei. Fei looked at Shu gloomily. I don't want a divorce. Shu couldn't help but be speechless. Even now, Fei's emotions were still calm, and he was trying his best to save this marriage. Shu felt that Fei was getting weirder and weirder. He had a good temper and deep feelings. Then let's live separately for now. Don't be in such a hurry to talk about the divorce. I don't want to divorce you. Let's think about it carefully. Fei begged. This is my last concession. Shu thought about it and agreed. He picked up his bag and was ready to leave. Fei quickly stood up and walked to Shu's side. He said, let me take you back. Shu shook his head. It's okay. I can go back by myself. Fei took out a handkerchief and was about to wipe the sweat off Shu's forehead. Shu quickly stepped back. Shu had smelled the scent of. After a lot of acute exposure, he became excited, sleepy, vomiting, pale, slow pulse, low body temperature and irregular breathing. Actually, it was used to make people faint. Fei sighed. Ai Yin, do you hate me that much? You want to divorce me just because you had a nightmare. You have a mental disorder. I am a doctor. I know that. Fei raised his hand and looked at Shu sadly. Don't look at me like that, okay? Do you think I can't smell anything? Do you want to cover me with a handkerchief? Is Fei trying to show his true colors? You want to do something bad, but you are still so affectionate. Are you schizophrenic? Shu took the handkerchief from Fei's hand and wiped his sweat. Then he put the handkerchief in his bag. I will return the handkerchief to you the next time we meet. Shu said. Fei smiled and nodded. Okay. It seemed to be a normal handkerchief with nothing on it. Is he not afraid that I will find something on it? The taxi arrived. Fei opened the door for Shu. When can we meet again? We will see. Shu got into the car. Shu turned around and saw Fei staring at the car she was in. Now she had a brake cord and a handkerchief in her bag. To some extent, Fei was not as kind as he appeared to be. When a person wore a mask for a long time, the mask would become a part of their body. She felt that Fei was a person who wore a mask and lived with a mask on his face. He was using it to hide something. Shu kept thinking about how to deal with such a person. To be able to become an excellent doctor, it meant that Fei was very smart. This kind of paranoid person with a high IQ was scary. The newspaper was not scary. What was scary was the person who had a high IQ and was good at disguising himself. Should she send him to jail? But one day, he would be released. When he was released, he would be even scarier. There would be no end to it. But if she did not deal with it, Cheng Fei would not let her go. Chapter 1341. Ning Shu didn't understand Cheng Fei's feelings for the original host. What did he think the original host was? If it was love, it didn't seem like love. It was more like a control and habit. If it wasn't love, he cared for Ai Yun and considered everything. Ai Yun didn't need to run around for a living and could live comfortably. But he also restricted Ai Yun's movements. Cheng Fei couldn't figure out what he wanted to do. Was it love? Because of love, everything you have belongs to me. Because of love, you can't go beyond my control. Because of love, you can only rely on me and belong to me wholeheartedly. Damn, was this really love? Ning Shu thought for a while and asked the driver to take her to the hospital. Since Cheng Fei said that she had a mental problem, she should go for a checkup to see if there was really a problem. The doctor first checked Ning Shu's pupils and asked some questions. In the end, the results said that she had a serious paranoia. Ning Shu. What the hell? Paranoia? The problem was that she was in this body now. How did it become paranoia? If the original host had a paranoia, Ning Shu would believe it. But it was her now. For the first time in her life, Ning Shu knew that she was crazy. Ning Shu looked at these questions and asked the doctor to do the test again. This was obviously a misdiagnosis. Maybe the original host was misdiagnosed too. Also, Cheng Fei might have bribed the doctor. Everything was possible. Of course, Ning Shu didn't believe that she had a paranoia at all. She is as healthy as can be. When she did the test again, Ning Shu avoided some options when choosing the answers. The doctor did a series of tests and blood tests to test Ning Shu's cognition, emotions, behavior, and will. In the end, it was confirmed that Ning Shu didn't have a mental disorder. Ning Shu. The real psychopaths had a higher IQ than ordinary people. Using this method was completely useless. Holding the diagnosis from the hospital, Ning Shu was really afraid that he had a mental disorder. Ning Shu went home and told Professor Ai, I sold your car because it's a piece of scrap metal. I'll buy you a new one when I earn enough money. Professor Ai, that she had just driven out. Why did she come back but not the car? What were they doing? Ning Shu looked around the room and asked, where did Mom go? Usually at this time, Mother Ai would be at home. I went to the supermarket with your Auntie Lu. She said that there was a discount. Professor Ai was holding the newspaper. Ning Shu asked, are you hurt? Do you want to go to the hospital to have a look? Ning Shu shook his head. I'm fine. At this moment, the phone rang. Professor Ai picked up the phone, but before he could finish listening, his hand slipped and the phone fell to the ground. His face was pale. Ning Shu quickly picked up the phone. But the other end of the line had already hung up. All he could hear was the beeping sound. Ning Shu asked, Dad, what happened? Professor Ai's eyes were a little blank. Ning Shu shouted twice before she came back to her senses. Your mother was kidnapped. Professor Ai's face was pale. Ning Shu was stunned. Kidnapped? How could she be kidnapped? Didn't she go to the supermarket? Wasn't she with Auntie Lu? Did she fail? What did the other party ask for? Ning Shu asked. They couldn't just kidnap her like this. Wasn't that too free? For money or revenge? Let's call the police now. Ning Shu picked up the phone and was about to call the police. Professor Ai immediately stopped Ning Shu and shook his head. Don't call the police. Don't call the police. The other party said that if we call the police, they will kill your mother, Professor Ai said. Ding dong. Professor Ai's phone rang. She quickly took out her phone and opened it. It was a video. In the video, Mother Ai was tied up. She was sitting on the edge of a tall building and was about to fall. Ning Shu's heart was pounding. If he didn't pay attention, Mother Ai would fall from the building. Professor Ai clutched her heart. Ning Shu stared at the video. Professor Ai asked, Don't you think this place looks familiar? The place where Mother Ai was standing was very familiar. It looked a bit like the school's teaching building. Dad, Mom is in the teaching building, Ning Shu said. Professor Ai quickly rushed out of the house. Ning Shu also ran out. After thinking about it, he decided to call the police. At least if he called the police, there would be an air cushion when she fell from the building. Maybe it could save her life. Ning Shu followed Professor AI to the top floor of the teaching building. Other than Mother AI, there was also a person with black stockings covering his face. Ning Shu. Did he really think that he couldn't tell who it was just because he was wearing black stockings? Professor AI saw him at a glance. Li Chang, what do you want to do? Li Chang sneered. Professor AI, you found me so quickly. Today, I just want to seek justice for myself. Li Chang pointed at Ning Shu. You are not allowed to come over. If you come over again, I will push her over. Ning Shu wanted to move over slowly, but he was discovered by Li Chang. Ning Shu stopped and looked at Mother AI, who was tied up all over. If Mother AI was gently pushed now, it wouldn't take much strength for her to fall from the 6-story building. At a height of more than 10 meters, how could a body of flesh and blood be harder than the floor? Ning Shu said, I see that you are also a student of this school. What can't you figure out that you have to do such a thing to destroy your own future? You are a university student. After leaving the school, you still have a bright future. But now that you are impulsive, you will destroy your future. If there is anything, just talk it out. There is no need to do such a thing. Li Chang shouted excitedly, You are not me. How can you know my pain? All of this is your father's fault. It is his fault. Through the black stockings, one could feel Li Chang's anger and ferocious face. He looked at Professor AI with eyes full of anger. As long as you let my wife go, I will let you pass your graduation thesis. Professor AI said with a sullen face. Li Chang laughed sinisterly. Sure enough, if I don't show you power, you will never know fear. Now in front of me, you are like a dog. I've written it more than 10 times. Every time I hand it to you, you'll just take a look at it and reject it. Do you know how much effort I've put into this thesis? You treat it like trash and refuse to let me pass it again and again. The more Li Chang spoke, the more agitated he became. It seemed that he wanted to vent the anger and pleasure in his heart. Ning Shu looked at Li Chang. He was really obsessed. Ning Shu looked at Professor AI. Professor AI rubbed his eyebrows and said to Ning Shu helplessly, Every time he hands in a thesis, it's almost the same. Moreover, it's very far from the topic. Even if he slightly touches on the topic, I'll still let him pass. Ning Shu. Chapter 1342. Kidnapping someone just because of a thesis? His mental fortitude was a little too weak. It was fine if he made a mistake once, but he made so many mistakes. Why didn't he know how to change? Was he stupid? He felt that there was something wrong with this student's mental state. He was hit like this by the thesis. He made a mistake once, and he didn't know where he went wrong. He was speechless. Then the thesis was rejected. He felt resentment in his heart. He was rejected again and again. Didn't he know how to ask? He didn't say anything. Gradually, it developed into hatred. Ning Shu grabbed his hair, and was a little speechless. He immediately said, This is my father's fault. My father didn't make it clear. But how did you know that I am Professor AI's daughter? Li Chang paused and said fiercely, Who doesn't know that Professor AI has a beautiful daughter? I originally wanted to kidnap you, but you never go out. If I kidnap you, it will make them feel even more heartbroken. This guy is crazy. Did he become stupid from studying? It made people speechless. If you don't say it, who knows what you are thinking in your heart? People can't go into your heart and know what you are thinking in your heart. Professor AI said to Li Chang, let go of your teacher's wife. Can I let you pass my graduation thesis? No, it's too late now. You will only know if I show you some power. Sure enough, Professor AI, you are still a coward. You were so awe-inspiring when you threw my thesis. Why are you so scared now? Li Chang laughed a little crazily, and his tone was full of laughter. Ning Shu frowned tightly. There were so many lunatics in this world. In this era of great pressure and competition, everyone was more or less mentally ill. If there was no way to release these emotions would be suppressed in their hearts. Over time, their hearts would become fucking perverted. All actions were to relieve the emotions and pressure in their hearts. But it was unforgivable to joke about other people's lives. After Ning Shu called the police car quickly arrived. The police car stopped under the teaching building and quickly pulled up the cordon. Li Chang heard the alarm and looked downstairs. He saw the air mattress below. There were many people gathered below. The policemen in police uniforms made Li Chang's heart tremble. Li Chang was very quiet. Being watched by so many people, he was very afraid. Thinking that his life was over, Li Chang was scared and anxious. He shouted angrily to Ning Shu and Professor AI, "You actually called the police." Li Chang stretched out his hand, wanting to push Mother AI down. Mother AI didn't say a word, but her face was pale and she looked scared. It was obvious that she was very scared. Ning Shu immediately shouted, "Wait a minute." Li Chang looked at Ning Shu. Ning Shu spread out his hands. "This is actually a very simple matter. Why do you have to make such a fuss? You see, the police are already here. If you let my mother go, we won't pursue this matter anymore. As long as we don't pursue the matter, nothing will happen to you," Ning Shu said firmly. Li Chang stood there hesitantly. It was obvious that Ning Shu's words had moved him. The cause of this matter was the thesis. The reason why Li Chang was so anxious to kidnap people was because it was related to his own future. If he was caught by the police now, his future would be over. "Is what you said true?" Li Chang asked Ning Shu with some uncertainty. Just as Ning Shu was about to nod, the iron door on the roof creaked. The people who came up were the police and Cheng Fei. When Cheng Fei saw Ning Shu, his eyes lit up. He quickly walked to Ning Shu's side and asked, "Ai Yun, are you alright?" Ning Shu frowned. "Why are you here?" "I received news that something happened at school, so I quickly came over to take a look," Cheng Fei said, looking at the tied-up Mother AI. "Don't worry, I won't let anything happen to Mom." "Thank you," Ning Shu said indifferently. He received the news really quickly and rushed over with the police. Previously, Ning Shu felt that this was just an ordinary revenge incident. But now that Cheng Fei came over, Ning Shu didn't feel that this was just an ordinary revenge incident. Ning Shu reached into his pocket and turned on the recording on his phone, just in case. Cheng Fei protected Ning Shu behind him and said indifferently to Li Chang, "You have to consider the consequences before you do anything. You can't blame others for your own failure. You have to think carefully. If you push people down, you may face the consequences of imprisonment." Cheng Fei looked at Li Chang, who was wearing black stockings. Li Chang was panting heavily, and even his eyes were a little scarlet. Kidnapping for money is a prison term of more than 10 years. If you kill or injure the kidnapped person, causing serious injury or death, you will be sentenced to life imprisonment or death. Your life has already been such a failure. Do you still want to spend the rest of your life in chaos? Li Chang grabbed the black stockings on his head, revealing an inconspicuous face. Li Chang stared at Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei was handsome and slender. The clothes he wore were all famous brands, and he had a very temperament. It made Li Chang fall into the mud. So what if I'm a failure? So what if my thesis didn't pass? It was obvious that Professor AI deliberately made things difficult for me and didn't let me pass. Cheng Fei curled the corners of his mouth in disdain. He didn't say a word, but his disdain was obvious. Ning Shu was speechless. Fuck, Ning Shu had just comforted Li Chang. Li Chang was also afraid. Just when he was about to finish, Cheng Fei appeared. He was half threatening and half reasonable again. He even said that others failed, and you are the most successful. Seeing Li Chang trembling all over, Ning Shu didn't feel very good. He rushed towards Mother AI, but Li Chang still pushed Mother AI down. Ning Shu grabbed the rope around Mrs. AI's body. Seeing this, Cheng Fei quickly ran over to pull Ning Shu. Li Chang was now provoked. Even if there was a mountain of knives and a sea of fire in front of him, he didn't care. He was mocked by Cheng Fei, especially when Cheng Fei was outstanding in all aspects. In front of Cheng Fei, Li Chang felt extremely inferior. That feeling of shame and anger turned into a desperate desire to protect his self-esteem. Li Chang's face was distorted. He actually pushed Ning Shu over. Ning Shu turned around and kicked him. Cheng Fei pulled Mother AI's rope and pulled her up with Ning Shu. Li Chang, who was kicked to the ground by Ning Shu, got up. Ning Shu rushed over. "AI Yin, be careful." Cheng Fei pulled Ning Shu away. He was careless and was hit by Li Chang. His body flipped and he fell downstairs. He fell down from upstairs. There was an uproar and screams downstairs. Ning Shu quickly looked down and saw Ching Fei fall heavily on the air cushion. Some police officers went up to carry Ching Fei, who had already fainted. Chapter 1343. Cheng Fei was sent to the ambulance, and Li Chang was also restrained. Things happened very quickly. In the blink of an eye, Cheng Fei had already fallen downstairs. Li Chang's expression was blank. Obviously, he did not expect that he would do such a thing. Li Chang was very afraid. He was afraid of what would happen in the future and fainted. Ning Shu untied the rope on Mother Ai's body. Mother Ai cried and hit Ning Shu. Who told you to rush over? Do you know how dangerous it is? Ning Shu quickly dodged. Mom, you hit my wound. Mother Ai's body went soft, and she sat on the ground. Ning Shu said, quickly go and see Ching Fei. Don't let anything happen to Ching Fei. Professor Ai helped Mother Ai up with a face full of fear. Ning Shu said, quickly go to the hospital. You don't have to worry about family matters. In order to save you, Cheng Fei fell from such a high place. Quickly go and take a look. Professor Ai pushed Ning Shu. Go quickly. Ning Shu did not want to go. She could clearly handle it herself. So why did Cheng Fei rush over? Seriously. He even made her fall. She really did not know what Cheng Fei was thinking. Could it be a trick? If it was really a trick, the price would be a little high. What are you waiting for? Go quickly. Professor Ai said. Ning Shu could only go downstairs to the hospital and said to the police, Police comrade, I hope you can investigate this Li Chang properly. Check his communication tools and see who he contacted. This kidnapping is very sudden. It seems to be a last-minute plan. Ning Shu said. The policeman nodded. We will investigate this matter clearly. Ning Shu touched the phone in his pocket and turned off the recording before going to the hospital. When he arrived at the hospital, he asked the doctor how Cheng Fei was doing. The doctor only said that he had a concussion and would have to wait for the patient to wake up. Ning Shu sat by the bed and looked at the unconscious Cheng Fei. This man was abnormally peaceful and handsome when he slept. If only he was a normal person. But if he was a normal person, he would not be so perfect. Cheng Fei's perfection was achieved through strict self-discipline. He didn't have any bad habits. Releasing one's nature and being lazy were all part of one's nature, but Cheng Fei didn't have these shortcomings. It was normal to not stand if one could lie down. He didn't know when Cheng Fei started to consciously control himself. Ning Shu was munching on an apple by the bed. He was really frightened just now and wanted to eat an apple to calm himself down. Auntie Ai almost fell down the stairs. With his entire body tied up, it was easy for something to happen. She could have avoided him, but Cheng Fei insisted on pulling her. Ning Shu was not grateful at all. Instead, he had caused her to be in debt. Cheng Fei's eyelashes fluttered, and he was about to wake up. Ning Shu threw away the fruit pit and looked at him. Cheng Fei opened his eyes and saw Ning Shu's big face. He immediately asked, Yin, are you all right? I'm fine. But you, on the other hand, why did you rush over without any regard for your life? Only to be knocked down the stairs? I saw that you were in danger and I was anxious. Are you hurt? Cheng Fei looked up and down at Ning Shu and let out a long breath. It's good that you're fine. We can't let this matter go. We were lucky this time and nothing happened. What if something like this happens again? Cheng Fei's face was very serious. He had never heard of a student kidnapping a professor. Ning Shu's expression was indifferent as he peeled an apple. He handed the peeled apple to Cheng Fei. Do you want an apple? You eat it. I have a headache. Cheng Fei waved his hand and rubbed his temples with one hand. Ning Shu took a bite of the apple and said, The doctor said that you have a concussion and you have to go for a CT scan later. How are you going to deal with this matter? Cheng Fei felt nauseous and wanted to vomit. The world was spinning and it was really uncomfortable. Ning Shu chewed the apple with a calm expression. It's up to Dad to deal with this matter. After all, Li Chang is Dad's student. Cheng Fei lay down. Ning Shu said, That's true. It's up to Dad to deal with it. Ning Shu said helplessly, "You shouldn't have rushed over. I'm doing this for you." Cheng Fei stared at Ning Shu with misty eyes. Ning Shu looked away. "Don't look at me like that. A grown man looks very pitiful." Ning Shu stood up. "I'll go back and get you something to eat." Cheng Fei grabbed Ning Shu's hand and whispered, "Don't go. I'm not hungry now." Ning Shu patted Cheng Fei's hand and then pulled his hand away. "Be good. Don't be willful." Ning Shu turned and left the ward. Cheng Fei stared at Ning Shu's back and then closed his eyes. Ning Shu returned home. There were police officers at home. Ning Shu asked, "How's the investigation going?" The police officer said, "Li Chang has a grudge because of the graduation thesis. We found it on his computer. He was chatting with Tian Hai, who was at the same level. Li Chang complained to Tian Hai about Professor AI. The student called Tian Hai felt that the professor should be taught a lesson. The professor would definitely kneel in front of him and beg him." The police officer wore gloves, took out his laptop, and opened the chat interface. Ning Shu browsed through the chat records. Li Chang vented his emotions on the internet and scolded Professor AI with very unpleasant words. And this person called Tian Hai had been instigating Li Chang. "Did you ask this Tian Hai?" Ning Shu asked. Professor AI said, "This Tian Hai doesn't look like such a person. Why would he instigate Li Chang to do such a thing?" "We went to interrogate Tian Hai. Tian Hai said that his account was stolen. He denied that he was the one chatting with Li Chang." The police officer said, "We will investigate this matter again. Don't worry, Professor AI. Can you find out who stole the account?" Ning Shu asked. Ning Shu noted down Tian Hai's chat account. "Let's see if we can check it out. Let's see if my hacking skills are good enough." "Thank you." Professor AI shook hands with the police officer and sent him away. Ning Shu went to the bedroom to see Mother AI. Mother AI was lying on the bed, uneasy and frowning. His face was still as pale as a sheet. Ning Shu held Mother AI's hand and channeled some spiritual energy into her body. He said, "Mom, it's okay now." Mother AI looked at Ning Shu and asked, "Where's Cheng Fei?" Ning Shu said, "He has a slight concussion but nothing else." Mother AI breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, nothing serious happened. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to face Cheng Fei's parents. Cheng Fei's parents were abroad all year round and rarely returned to China. AI Yun basically didn't live with her in-laws. Mother AI looked at Ning Shu. "It's said that a friend in need is a friend indeed. Cheng Fei has done this for you. Don't talk about divorce anymore. Cheng Fei is the one who takes care of everything at home. You're living a comfortable life. Why do you have to divorce him?" Chapter 1344. Mrs. AI took the opportunity to talk to Ning Shu about Cheng Fei. She was trying to stop Ning Shu from divorcing Cheng Fei. "AI Yin, you're my daughter. I want someone to take care of you. Cheng Fei is a good candidate. I don't understand why you insist on getting a divorce." Ning Shu said indifferently, "I'll think about it. Rest well. I'll take care of everything at home. I'll cook." Ning Shu knew that this would be the case. Look at how people are willing to die for you. How can you be so indifferent? Ning Shu hated this situation. He had to force her. It was as if she was wrong when everyone else was right. Ning Shu was afraid that Mrs. AI would nag about Cheng Fei again, so he quickly left the room. Back in his room, Ning Shu took out his computer and entered Tian Hai's account number. Ning Shu didn't know Tian Hai's password, so he could only change it. Ning Shu checked the IP address of this number last time it was logged in. There were a lot of logins, but the IP address was fake. There were IP addresses from all over the world. It was obvious that he was using an IP address virtual machine. Ning Shu browsed through these IP addresses and saw an address in a local city. Ning Shu quickly recorded this address and checked it. Coincidentally, this cafe was close to Cheng Fei's clinic. Ning Shu sneered. Ning Shu even suspected that Cheng Fei knew everything about her family. He knew about Professor AI's work environment, and even her students. If that was the case, Cheng Fei was scarier than she thought. A person's energy was limited. Cheng Fei had to collect these things in addition to work every day. He also had to take care of her, who was mentally ill. He was simply superhuman. Break cable, handkerchief, IP address. These were more or less related to Cheng Fei. That meant Cheng Fei didn't have good intentions towards her. Why did Cheng Fei kill Ai Yun's parents? What did Ai Yun's parents do to him? Or did he kill Ai Yun's parents so that Ai Yun could only rely on him and would never leave him again? Or was it because Cheng Fei wanted to do something to Ai Yun, and Ai Yun's parents were in the way, so he got rid of them? Fuck, no matter which one it was, they were all so fucking perverted. Li Chang had already given up on the kidnapping operation because he was moved by Ning Xu's words, but when Cheng Fei appeared, he immediately changed his mind. The situation took a turn for the worse. It was said that opposites attract, and those of the same sex fight. Women and women, men and men. Especially Cheng Fei and Li Chang, it was simply a crushing comparison. Li Chang was even despised by Cheng Fei. It would be strange if he could remain calm. Li Chang was so agitated that he pushed people away. In the end, Cheng Fei even knocked him downstairs. Once a person had doubts, no matter what he did, he would have doubts in his heart. Just like now, Ning Xu had many doubts about Cheng Fei. If he told a lie, even if he told the truth, he would still suspect whether he was lying or not. It was not easy to build trust, but it was easy to destroy it. Not to mention that Ning Xu had these things in his hands. It was fine if it was a coincidence, but the more things there were, the more it proved that Cheng Fei's thoughts were not pure. Ai Yin, make some soup for Cheng Fei. Professor Ai knocked on Ning Xu's door. I'll go with you to see Cheng Fei later. Ning Xu closed his laptop and said, Cheng Fei is dizzy and nauseous now. How can he eat? There's no need to make soup. Making soup? Was it troublesome? Professor Ai stared at Ning Xu. Whether Cheng Fei drinks or not is his business. Whether you do it or not is your intention. I say, girl, do you have a heart? Ning Xu was speechless. Did he want her to cry bitterly and be out of her wits? What's more, for someone who deliberately wanted to hurt her, it was already merciful of her not to cremate him. Ba. Ning Xu changed the topic and asked, what are you going to do about Li Chang's matter? Are you going to appeal? A case like Li Chang's was already considered a criminal case, not an ordinary civil case. It did not mean that it would be fine if Professor Ai did not pursue it. Just as Cheng Fei said, kidnapping was a felony. Thinking of what Cheng Fei said, Ning Xu realized that Cheng Fei was very likely proficient in the law. Sometimes, the law was not meant to be obeyed, but used to be used. If used well, even if one committed a crime, they might be acquitted. If he had prepared these words in advance, it meant that Cheng Fei knew that there might be a kidnapping and deliberately said these words to pressure Li Chang. If he did not know, he would have casually said the law. He also knew how to sentence him. No matter what, it meant that Cheng Fei was not simple. Professor Ai saw Ning Xu in a daze. Come with me to see Cheng Fei later. Ning Xu came back to his senses. I got it. Ning Xu took out his phone and listened to the voice recorded at that time. He listened to Cheng Fei's words repeatedly. Cheng Fei was provoking Li Chang. People did not like others to look down on them. Li Chang was an inferior and conceited person. He was taciturn and had a strong self-esteem. A thesis had been rejected more than 10 times. He did not ask the professor where the problem was and just did it so many times. Ning Xu heaved a sigh of relief. Oh, Cheng Fei. Professor Ai asked Ning Xu to go to the hospital. Ning Xu had just returned from the hospital and did not want to see Cheng Fei at all. How could a person be split? On one hand, he was affectionate, and on the other hand, he killed your whole family. He definitely had schizophrenia. Ning Xu had goosebumps. I'll take care of Mom at home. You can go, Ning Xu said to Professor Ai. Professor Ai thought that his wife was still in shock. It was good to have someone at home, so he went alone. Ning Xu was in the kitchen cooking porridge for Mother Ai. He stirred the spoon and suddenly stopped. Ning Xu turned off the fire, took off his apron, and said to Mother Ai, Mom, I'm going out for a while. Don't walk around. Ning Xu ran out of the house with his bag. Ning Xu hit his head. How could he be so stupid? How could he let Professor Ai go alone to see Cheng Fei? It was very likely that Cheng Fei was the mastermind behind the kidnapping. The Ai family's parents had a good impression of Cheng Fei. How could they be wary of Cheng Fei? Ningshu rushed to the hospital. When he rushed to the ward, he found Cheng-Fei sitting on the bed and talking to Professor AI. Professor AI saw Ningshu in a hurry and asked, "Did something happen to your mother?" Ningshu rolled his eyes and said, "Yes, Mom is in pain all over. She needs you to go back and feed her." Professor AI said to Cheng-Fei, who was lying on the bed, "Have a good rest. I'm going back to see your mother-in-law." Cheng-Fei immediately said, "Dad, you go back first. I'm fine." Professor AI left, and only Ningshu and Cheng-Fei were left in the ward. Cheng-Fei smiled at Ningshu. "Why did you send me away? Do you have something to tell me?" Ningshu shrugged. "Nothing. Did you do a CT scan? Is there anything wrong with your brain?" Chapter 1345. Ningshu hoped that there was something wrong with Cheng-Fei's brain, and that he would not have any bad ideas all day. Fortunately, it's just a concussion. It's not that serious. I am a doctor myself, so I know what's going on. Don't worry. Cheng-Fei said gently as he looked at Ningshu with sparkling eyes. "Ningshu, I am not worried at all." Ningshu was annoyed, but he pretended to ask casually, "You know the law? Didn't I tell you before that I studied law? But it's just superficial knowledge. My real job is a doctor." Cheng-Fei looked at Ningshu. "Don't you remember?" Ningshu shrugged. "I don't remember at all. Maybe you told me before, but I don't remember it at all." Ningshu felt that Cheng-Fei was testing him, so he simply said that he did not know anything. What if he did not tell AI Yin? Cheng-Fei sighed and looked at Ningshu lovingly. I'm a little hungry. I want to eat something." Ningshu asked him back. "Can you eat now? Don't vomit after eating." Cheng-Fei nodded. "I don't feel that bad anymore." Ningshu went out to buy food for Cheng-Fei. Cheng-Fei called out to Ningshu. Ningshu turned to look at him. Cheng-Fei smiled and said, "Just order some porridge." Ningshu nodded. Ningshu ordered some porridge and asked someone to send it to him. She was too lazy to go back to the hospital, so she walked by the roadside. How should she deal with Cheng-Fei? She didn't know what Cheng-Fei was asking for. Was it to cheat insurance? But Cheng-Fei did not look like he was short of money. He had a house and a car. He looked like a very romantic person. Ningshu did not believe that he was doing it for money. He felt that he was doing these things for a more respectable ideal. Ningshu had never met such a person. If Cheng-Fei really wanted to kill the two elders of the AI family, or even AI Yin, Cheng-Fei was the real bigot. He was the kind of bigot who was good at social functions and had a high IQ and was good at hiding. Ningshu was speechless. Truly, there were all sorts of strange things in the boundless universe. Ningshu was wondering if she should tell the AI family's elderly couple about this. However, Cheng-Fei always presented a positive image in front of outsiders. He was handsome, rich, and had a good character. Just like when she wanted to get a divorce, Mrs. AI had always told her not to be pretentious, and that Cheng-Fei was a good man. Moreover, he was the kind of man that she would never meet again if she missed him in this lifetime. Anyone who saw him would give him a thumbs up. He's managed his image really well. Ningshu went to the police station, intending to ask the police. No matter how Cheng-Fei tried to disguise himself, he would not be able to escape once there was evidence. Ningshu went to the police station and took out the IP address he found before. The real IP address was shown to the police. It's this person who stole Tian Hai's chat number. It's this person who instigated Li Chang to commit the crime, so this person should be found. The police officer held Ningshu's evidence. The people from the technical department have also found these things. The problem is that this IP address is in the coffee shop. How many people are there in the coffee shop every day? There are more people who have used the coffee shop's network, so there's no way to check this. The police officer said. Ningshu suspected Cheng-Fei in his heart, but he could not say it out loud. Li Chang is at most an executor. The person who instigated Li Chang to commit the crime is the mastermind. I suspect that it's my father's enemy who found Li Chang and used him to achieve his goal of revenge. I think we should start investigating from the surroundings of the coffee shop. People who are far away from the coffee shop wouldn't come all the way here to drink coffee. It should be the people around here. The police officer nodded. We've already sent people to guard the coffee shop. You can rest assured about this. Ningshu nodded. The police officer thought for a moment, and Ningshu asked, "There's your husband's clinic around this coffee shop. What do you think?" Ningshu raised his eyebrows. Was he suspecting Chengfei? Ningshu indicated that his suspicion was quite high. Ningshu shook his head. My husband's clinic is around here, but my husband is definitely not the leader of this matter. We think it's an acquaintance who committed this crime. The police officer said. Are you still investigating this matter? The police officer asked. Ningshu bit his lips, his expression conflicted, and then nodded firmly. This matter must be investigated thoroughly. This concerns my father's personal safety. However, this matter shouldn't be done by my husband. He has always been very filial and treats my parents as his own mother. So this matter must not be done by my husband. Even if we're going to get a divorce, he's still very good to our family. I'll take the liberty to ask, are you guys getting a divorce? The police officer Ningshu asked. Ningshu nodded. Yes, we're getting a divorce. Then what's the reason for the divorce? The police officer continued to ask, while writing in his notebook. This. Ningshu hesitated a little, and did not want to say. Please tell us the truth. It might be helpful for the case. The police officer encouraged Ningshu. Ningshu helplessly told the police that Chengfei had installed cameras in the house and sewed something in her wound. The police officer looked solemn and asked, why did he sew a tracking device in your wound and install so many cameras to spy on you? Ningshu sighed again, saying that her husband thought that she had a mental disorder. The police officer understood the situation from Ningshu, and then asked Ningshu to go home, saying that he would inform Ningshu if anything happened. If possible, he wanted Ningshu to give them the key to Chengfei's clinic, so that they could investigate thoroughly. Ningshu shook her head. She did not have the key to Chengfei's clinic. What kind of husband and wife were they if they did not even have the key? She was raising a canary. Ai Yun could not participate in Chengfei's financial situation at all, so she did not know what Chengfei bought. Ningshu went home. Ai Yun's mother had already woken up. When she saw Ningshu, she asked, aren't you keeping watch at the hospital? Chengfei is alone. It's inconvenient for him to be alone. Ningshu did every time Ai Yun's mother mentioned Chengfei, she would feel sorry for him. She felt that Chengfei was very pitiful. The more she acted like this, the more Ningshu's heart trembled. Chengfei had disguised himself well to deceive people. There are so many nurses in the hospital. If he needs anything, he can go to them. Ningshu spread out her hands and said. Ai Yun's mother was speechless. Look at you. Your husband fell from more than 10 meters, and you're still acting like this. How can you be like this? Yes, I am heartless, unrighteous, and unreasonable. Okay. Ningshu said sadly. Yes, you are heartless, unrighteous, and unreasonable. Ningshu, that in terms of the lethality of a good-looking and financially strong man to a woman, she felt that Ai Yun's mother wanted to put her and Chengfei together. In comparison, Professor Ai was much more rational. Ai Yun's mother was too emotional. Chapter 1346. In the end, Ningshu didn't go to the hospital to take care of Chengfei. Instead, he picked up a broom and a mop and started cleaning. Ningshu wanted to check if the Ai family had cameras, or something like that. Right now, she was already panicking. She had to ensure the safety of the Ai family's elderly couple. What did they do wrong? She believed in Chengfei and married her daughter to Chengfei. She treated Chengfei well but still lost her life because of it. Who could they blame? Blame the old couple from the Ai clan? Blame themselves for being stupid and for trusting others so easily? Who would have thought that his son-in-law was such a person? Most people wouldn't guard against the people they were close to. Mrs. Ai sat on the sofa and looked at Ningshu as he cleaned the house. Don't do it anymore. Go to the hospital and take care of Chengfei. Don't go too far. It's disappointing. Even if he is an ordinary person, you shouldn't be like this when a stranger saves you like this. Moreover, Chengfei is your husband, the person you depend on to reach the end of your life. Ningshu straightened up and couldn't help but pick his ear. Mom, can you stop talking about Chengfei in my ear every day? Now I feel irritated whenever I hear him. AI's mother opened her mouth but couldn't say a word. Ningxu saw her like this and his heart softened. He said, "Mom, there are other secrets to your kidnapping. In addition to Li Chang, there are also people behind the scenes. Now the police are tracking down the murderer. The police told us not to go out as much as possible. If there's anything, call us. Cheng Fei will be fine." Mrs. AI didn't mention anything about Cheng Fei either. She was afraid that her daughter would be annoyed and have a rebellious mentality. She really didn't want to lose such a good son-in-law. Moreover, he was good to her daughter. If it were someone else, Mother AI wouldn't say anything if they couldn't live anymore. She was willing to give up her life for her daughter. Mrs. AI felt that there was nothing she couldn't get over. Seeing that Mother AI had stopped talking, Ningxu heaved a sigh of relief. He felt that Mother AI was going through menopause. She liked to nag over and over again. Of course, he couldn't rule out the possibility that it was because he liked Cheng Fei as his son-in-law. Ningxu continued to clean. He didn't even let go of the underside of the table. Perhaps there were listening devices. Mrs. AI rolled her eyes when she saw Ningxu crawling on the ground, and then leaning against the wall like a gecko. This daughter of his looked really abnormal. Ningxu didn't find anything strange for the time being, so he sat down. Thinking of his own mental strength, he simply released his mental strength. A formless spiritual power was released from Ningxu's head. Wherever the spiritual power went, nothing could hide. Ningxu even saw a coin under the sofa and a thick layer of dust. To think that mental strength could be used in such a way. In the past, he had to look for things everywhere with his but stuck out. When Ningxu scanned Mother AI, he actually knew what kind of underwear Mother AI was wearing today. He also knew all the characteristics of her body. It was as if Mother AI was naked in front of her. She had X-ray vision. However, this consumed a lot of mental energy. After a short while, Ningxu's face turned pale. He had overdrawn his mental energy. Ningxu collapsed on the sofa with a terrible headache. Ningxu discovered another skill that could be used in this way. The last time he had escaped from planet Selder, he had used his mental power to avoid the spaceship. This time, he had once again explored the use of mental strength. Ningxu was once again called by the police for questioning. They were all asking about Cheng Fei and Professor AI. When Ningxu saw the police like this, he was a little excited. This time they suspected Cheng Fei. When Professor AI heard the police's question, he was stunned for a moment before he came back to his senses and answered the police honestly. The police officer Ningxu asked, "What kind of person do you think your husband is?" "He's a good person, very good," Ningxu said. "He's good-looking, capable, and knows how to make money. We'll go around and investigate your husband. Your husband has a very good reputation, and his evaluation is very positive. Other than installing cameras at home and implanting a locator in your body, is there anything else? Please think about it and answer us honestly." The police officer looked at Ningxu. Ningxu shook his head. "No, there's nothing excessive." The police officer saw that Ningxu looked hesitant, as if he was hiding something. He immediately said, "Please tell us the truth." Ningxu spread his hands. "I have nothing to say, and I'm not hiding anything. Ms. AI, you have to think about it. There is a very dangerous person around you who threatens the safety of your family. Are you going to cover for him?" Ningxu's expression did not change. "I've already said that my husband is not such a person. How many times do you want me to say it? Why are you investigating my husband instead of other people? Ms. AI, this matter has a great impact. Not only Li Chang, but also your father's school. And your school's principal has also asked us to investigate this matter clearly. This is related to the school's reputation. A student kidnapping is different from an instigated kidnapping," the police officer said. Ningxu touched his bag with a hesitant expression. The police officer saw Ningxu's actions and asked, "Ms. AI, I hope you can think about it carefully." Ningxu took a deep breath and shook his head. "My husband is not that kind of person. I have nothing to say." Ningxu stood up and left with his bag. As soon as he left the police station, Professor AI frowned and said, "Are the police suspecting Cheng Fei now?" It's not that they suspect Cheng Fei, but this matter is committed by an acquaintance. Cheng Fei's clinic happens to be near the coffee shop. Any human action has a purpose and meaning. Why did Cheng Fei do this? Is it because I agreed to your divorce? Besides, with Cheng Fei's conditions, even if he gets divorced, he can marry a good girl. There's really no need to pay such a high price. Ningxu spread his hands. Who knows what Cheng Fei is thinking? However, I think if it's really Cheng Fei, why did he save you and make himself in such a sorry state? He even fell from the stairs. If he's not careful, he will be injured or even die. Professor AI thought about it and couldn't figure out Cheng Fei's purpose. Moreover, he only left such a real IP address. Why did he leave such an address for people to investigate? Ningxu was also puzzled after much thought. Don't tell your mother about this first. She just had such a thing and hasn't recovered yet. Professor AI told Ningxu. Ningxu nodded. I know. Don't mind your mother's nagging. Your mother is worried for you. She's worried that no one will take care of you after we leave. Cheng Fei seems to be a very responsible man. Your mother insists on not letting you divorce. Professor AI rubbed his eyebrows. Chapter 1347. Professor AI looked a little tired. No matter what this matter was, it was still a scandal. His student kidnapped his wife. He couldn't stay in school anymore. He had to face punishment. Ningxu looked at Professor AI and said, Dad, I was driving our car and the brakes were broken. The garage said that the brake cable was worn out. But we don't use the car much. How could the brake cable be worn out like that? Besides you, only Cheng Fei drove this car, Ningxu said. Professor AI narrowed his eyes. So you think Cheng Fei did it? Ningxu shook his head. It's useless to say anything without evidence. I just want to say that so many things have happened in our family recently. It's really strange. Since I said I wanted a divorce. Ningxu spread his hands. I'm just suspecting. Then let's assume that Cheng Fei didn't want to divorce you, so he did this. Professor AI looked puzzled. But your mother likes Cheng Fei the most. She's very opposed to your divorce. Why would he hurt your mother? What if it's someone who wants to kill our family from the start? Don't talk about feelings. Don't jump to conclusions without evidence. Let's wait for the police to investigate. Professor AI didn't expect this to happen. It was a student's matter. In the end, he suspected his family. Ningxu nodded and touched his bag. He didn't want to take out these things for the time being. Ningxu felt that Cheng Fei wasn't easy to deal with. He couldn't take out his trump card too early. He had to at least keep something in hand. Ningxu got into the car and thought about Cheng Fei's information. In the memory of the original AI Yun, Cheng Fei was an orphan who was adopted by a Chinese couple. This couple was Cheng Fei's sponsor, but they didn't live with him. The couple spent most of their time abroad, but Cheng Fei grew up in China. That was to say, AI Yun had only seen this pair of parents-in-law during their wedding. Other times, there was no news about them at all. Cheng Fei said that his adoptive parents traveled around the world and couldn't be contacted. It was like he didn't have parents. Once again, he found one of Cheng Fei's strengths. He had a car and a house, but his parents were both dead. I should investigate Cheng Fei's adoptive parents. I don't know where they are now. After adopting a child, they didn't live together and left the child in the country. Didn't they think about how the child should live? It did feel rather strange. Maybe Cheng Fei was lying when he said that he didn't receive any foreign education. He didn't think too much about it before, but now that he thought about it, Cheng Fei had a loophole. Furthermore, the original owner, AI Yun, had never contacted her in-laws. Perhaps these in-laws did not exist. In that case, Cheng Fei might not have been adopted at all. Instead, he made up the story that he was adopted by a Chinese couple. Then the orphanage where Cheng Fei would stay in would have Cheng Fei's previous information. But where was Cheng Fei's orphanage? He knew nothing about Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei was becoming more and more mysterious. If Cheng Fei was really an orphan, it must not have been easy for him to fight so hard. Ningxu scratched her head. Where should she go to find an orphanage? Moreover, it had been so many years. Was the orphanage that Cheng Fei had stayed in still around? Ningxu realized that the simpler the plot, the fewer useful things there were. The original owner felt that her husband had killed her, but so far, there had been no progress in this matter. Do you want to go to the hospital to see Qing Fei? Professor AI asked. This matter hasn't been concluded yet. What if the murderer isn't Qing Fei? To be honest, I don't want Qing Fei to do this. Your mother and I have always treated Qing Fei as our own son. We treat you and him equally. I believe you and I'm willing to believe him, Professor AI said. Ningxu sighed. Of course not. We're about to get a divorce. How can we still be together? Professor AI was speechless. You suspect Qing Fei, so you don't want to see him. Ningxu shook her head. I don't want to leave you and Mom now. The crisis you're in is not over yet. Li Chong did such a thing because of the thesis. The person behind this is eyeing Li Yong covetously. He knows about Li Yong's matter and instigated Li Yong. Professor AI drove in silence. Ningxu couldn't help but ask Professor AI, are you usually very strict with your students and force them to do this? Professor AI coughed. Do you think your father is that kind of person? Students nowadays are too weak mentally. In the past, they would have wished that their teachers would talk to them more. Professor AI wiped his face. Besides, being strict with them is for their own good. If they don't learn now, are they going to ask others when they leave the school? They've already spent money. Don't learn what you need to learn. Ningxu listened to Professor AI's chatter and knew what kind of teaching method Professor AI had. Good medicine is bitter, and you'll complain. Do I really look strict? Professor AI couldn't help but ask. I'm just asking students to do what they should do. Am I going overboard? Ningxu was speechless. Actually, people were like this. If they hadn't suffered a loss, they would always be lucky. These students were the same. However, everything goes in the opposite direction. Too much is as bad as not enough. You're not strict, Dad. You're a great teacher, Ningxu said. Professor AI nodded. Exactly. Back home, Ningxu turned on his computer and planned to hack into the education system to check Qing Fei's school records. He might be able to find the orphanage that Qing Fei used to stay in. Ningxu's fingers flew across the keyboard. He spent some time hacking into the system. He entered Qing Fei's name. However, many of Qing Fei's names popped up. Qing Fei didn't have a special name. There were many people with the same name. Ningxu entered the age filter. Ningxu scrolled the mouse and looked at the photos on the school records. Finally, he fixed his gaze on a photo. His eyes and eyebrows were similar to Qing Fei's. His eyes were young and his eyes were calm. It should be him. Ningxu browsed through Qing Fei's education history. There was no information before he graduated from primary school. There was only information in middle school. Moreover, he had transferred back from overseas. This meant that Qing Fei was not in the country before he was 12 years old. Could it be that Qing Fei was really adopted? But why did he suddenly come back? Ningxu stared at the information on the computer. He saw the parents' information. It was a string of names of foreigners who were already dead. When the original owner and Qing Fei got married, he saw this pair of parents-in-law. However, this couple died when Qing Fei was 12 years old. Chapter 1348. Maybe his adoptive parents died, so he was sent back to China? Then why did Qing Fei create a fake set of parents? He probably hired his parents. Ningxu clicked his tongue. He felt that Qing Fei really knew how to play. He was really a jinx. He was an orphan since he was young. Someone adopted him, and even his adoptive parents died. After browsing through the information, Ningxu couldn't find the orphanage where Qing Fei used to live, because Qing Fei's information started from when he was 12 years old. All the information before that was from overseas. It was blank. Ningxu exited the system and cleared his hacking records. The education system belonged to the country after all. He didn't want to get caught. So he checked but didn't find anything useful. At most, Qing Fei had lied about his adoptive parents. They were already dead, but he still made his adoptive parents appear at the wedding. Then why did Qing Fei lie? It was because he didn't want AI Yun to know that his adoptive parents were dead. That meant that Qing Fei didn't want anyone to know that he was overseas. Something must have happened. Ningshu pulled her hair. Oh my god. Why was this so complicated? He felt that it would be extremely difficult to catch Chengfei's tail. This was a lawful society. Ningshu couldn't kill him directly. When Ai Yin came back, she found herself in jail. This feeling was really awesome. It was like a dream. When I woke up, I was in jail. I was wronged. Ningshu was racking his brains to think of a solution when his phone rang. It was Chengfei. Ningshu stared at his phone. Should he pick it up? Should he pick it up? Ningshu picked it up decisively. What's the matter? Ai Yin, you haven't come to see me in a long time. I miss you. Chengfei's voice was magnetic and charming. It felt like his voice was doing something to her ears. Ningshu sat cross-legged on the bed. Something happened at home. How are you? I'm fine. I've been discharged. You didn't come to pick me up. Chengfei sounded aggrieved. And this was only over the phone. If they were face to face, looking at a pair of pitiful Bambi's pitiful and aggrieved look, wouldn't one's heart melt? Ningshu decisively cut off his own thoughts. If he continued to think like this, Ningshu felt that his little maternal instinct was about to be aroused. Men who knew how to act coquettishly were the best. Chengfei, tell me about your childhood. I realize that I really don't know anything about you. Ningshu said. I know nothing about you. What do you want to know? I'm an orphan. When I was 5, I was taken in by a Chinese couple. They supported me all the way until I graduated from university. Chengfei's tone remained unchanged. What about the orphanage you used to stay in? Are you still going back? I'll go back with you one day. Maybe you can find your biological parents. Chengfei pondered for a moment. I don't want to find my biological parents. I was abandoned before I could remember anything. This means that my existence is very distressing to them. If they try their best to find me, it will only make things more awkward. It's best if we don't disturb each other. The orphanage I used to stay in closed more than 10 years ago, because no one donated money. The place has been built into villas by developers. Ningshu, my heart. Ai Yin, I'll wait for you at home. Are you coming back? Chengfei asked. Whether we are getting a divorce or not, I want to see you. I feel happy when I see you. Ningshu covered his ears. He couldn't listen to this anymore. Ningshu coughed. I have to take care of my mother. I can't go back for now. Take good care of yourself. Chengfei said pitifully, oh. Then he said some words of concern. Chengfei didn't hang up the phone. Ningshu could hear his slight panting on the other side. Why didn't you hang up? I'll wait for you. Ningshu hung up the phone with a hard heart. Being handsome didn't work for Ningshu at all. If Chengfei was ugly and something like this happened, the AI couple would hurry to get a divorce. A handsome pervert was not a pervert. Instead, it made people feel sorry for him. An ugly pervert was really a pervert. There was no other way. People were tolerant of good-looking people. This was an advantage. Psy beauty misled people. Ningshu went out of the bedroom to cook. Recently, the food at home was taken care of by Ningshu. Ai Yun's mother was frightened and was a little tired. Professor Ai didn't want Ai Yun's mother to be tired, so Ningshu took care of the laundry and cooking. However, Ningshu's cooking didn't taste good. But because of what happened recently, people had no taste at all. Ningshu's cooking was delicious, but the AI couple couldn't taste it. Professor Ai came back with a haggard face. His expression was very ugly. Ningshu quickly poured a glass of water for Professor Ai and asked, Dad, what happened? Professor Ai gulped down a mouthful of water and sighed. The culprit who instigated Li Cheng was found. Found? So fast. Who is it? Ningshu asked. Looking at Professor Ai's expression, it didn't seem to be Chengfei. It was a student from my class. His name is Li Cheng. He admitted that he stole Tian Hai's account. Ningshu. Are you sure? Ningshu was dumbfounded. Professor Ai nodded. The police said that he couldn't withstand the pressure from the school and the police station and turned himself in. No, what's the IP address of the cafe? Ningshu really couldn't figure it out. Li Chen admitted that he went to the cafe and checked the cafe's surveillance video. Li Chen did go there. Ningshu example. So this matter had nothing to do with Chengfei. AI Yin, don't you think Dad is a failure? 1 or 2 students hate me so much. I feel very tired. I want to resign. Ningxu comforted him. It's hard to say what happened. Besides, you're going to retire soon. If you resign now, you won't even have a pension. Dad, hold on. It's good that we do things with a clear conscience. Ningxu patted Professor Ai's shoulder. This is a stain on your dad's life. The future of 2 students is ruined. Professor Ai thought that he was still dedicated and responsible for his students. But such a thing had happened, which made Professor Ai suspicious. Let these guys who don't know what's good for them just muddle through. What's the point of being responsible? Instead, they would complain. He didn't know how the school would deal with him this time. Ningxu looked at the devastated Professor Ai and comforted him. Dad, it's okay. Professor Ai sighed. Ningxu couldn't do anything. She couldn't help Professor Ai with this kind of thing. Ningxu took his bag and was ready to go out. Where are you going? Are you going to see Qingfei? Professor Ai asked. I have something to do. The rice is in the pot. Chapter 1349. Ningxu rushed to the police station, and the first thing he said was, Qingfei really didn't do this? Police. So you hope he did it, or you don't want him to do it. Li Chen has already said that he stole Tianhai's chat account and instigated Li Cheng to do such a thing. The police said. It's completely consistent with the evidence we have so far. It's basically Li Chen, the police said. Acquaintances committed crimes, Professor Xiao Ai's class. IP address, Li Chen went to the coffee shop. And it was recorded by the coffee shop's camera. There were also chat records of the 2 on Li Chen's computer. It was perfect. What about Li Chen's confession? Ningxu asked. Li Chen confessed that he learned some knowledge about tampering with computers on the internet and stole Tianhai's account. As for why he stole Tianhai's account, it was because he had a small conflict with Tianhai, and they didn't like each other. Ningxu, fuck, I don't want to talk at all. Could it be that she had wronged Qingfei? So this matter is settled? Ningxu asked. Is my husband okay? When the procedures are out, the case will be settled. Qingfei will be fine, the police said. Ningxu almost forced a smile, and his eyes were filled with tears. He said happily, that's good. After leaving the police station, Ningxu pulled out a handful of her hair. Could it be that he had really wronged Qingfei? Did the client really have a persecutory delusion and a mental disorder? So far, Qingfei had only done one thing wrong, which was to install a camera at home and implant a locator in her body. And the reason for these things was very good. It was because Ai Yun had a mental disorder, and he was worried that something would happen to Ai Yun. He thought that he had to be busy in the clinic during the day, so he could only install a camera, so that he could know if Ai Yun was in danger at home. The locator was installed because he was worried that Ai Yun would get lost. He could know Ai Yun's whereabouts at any time. He didn't want Ai Yun to work or attend any banquets because he was worried that something would happen to Ai Yun. He didn't want Ai Yun to face the strange eyes of others. Everything made sense. There were no loopholes in the logic. Apart from this incident, Qingfei had not done anything out of line. He had not cheated on Ai Yun, nor had he abused her. He had not forced Ai Yun to do anything she did not like. Instead, he treated Ai Yun really well. Ningxu wiped her tears. She was touched. This was really a good man. Was lying a weakness? Qingfei was trying to hide his life story. He had stayed abroad before and insisted that he had grown up in China. His adoptive parents were already dead, but they had come back to life. It popped up during the wedding. Ningxu returned to school and took the bus to the cafe. Along the way, Ningxu counted 7 stations, which were not far from each other. If he were to take a taxi, it would cost nearly 100 yuan. Moreover, after getting off the car, they still had to walk for a while to reach the coffee shop. Li Chen actually walked such a long distance to come here. There were many shops around the school, and there were also places that provided free Wi-Fi. Similarly, one could use a virtual IP address. Moreover, there was a library in the school. There was a lot of traffic in the library, so it wouldn't arouse suspicion. Why did he have to run so far? It did not conform to the cost economics of crime. Did he come here to look for someone? Ningshu looked in the direction of Cheng Fei's clinic. Damn. He suspected Cheng Fei again. Ningshu felt the client had a lot of influence on him. She was really trying to prove what Cheng Fei wanted to do to her. But why did Li Chen walk so far just to come to this coffee shop? He had suspected Cheng Fei, but now, it was proven that Cheng Fei was fine. Ningshu suspected that the IP address was purposely left behind and exposed. Maybe Cheng Fei had purposely left it behind to let people find out about him. Then he could clear his name. Ningshu. Could it be that she really had persecutory delusions? Damn. There are always unruly people who want to hurt me. Ningshu stood at the entrance of the coffee shop. It was a quiet and secluded environment. Ningshu pushed the door open and ordered a cup of coffee before calling the police. Did you ask Li Chen why he wanted to go to the coffee shop? That coffee shop is 7 bus stops away from school. It's quite far. Did he go there just to get some Wi-Fi and have a cup of coffee? Is it possible that Li Chen went to look for someone? Did the cafe's surveillance camera capture Li Chen with someone? There is only Li Chen in the CCTV. We will investigate this thoroughly. Ningshu immediately said, I will have to trouble you with this. I am still worried about this. This concerns my parents' safety, so I don't dare to be careless. Ningshu hung up the phone and looked at the coffee shop. He saw the CCTV. Li Chen was not there to meet anyone. He just traveled so far and came to this coffee shop to get some Wi-Fi. Why did he have to travel so far when he could get the materials here? Anyway, Ningshu caught on to this point and suspected Cheng Fei again. Ningshu drank his coffee and went home. When he opened the door, he saw Cheng Fei sitting on the sofa in the living room. He was smiling and talking to Ai Meixia's mother. Ai Meixia's mother saw Ningshu and Ningshu waved. You're back. Cheng Fei turned around. When he saw Ningshu, his eyes were full of smiles. Ningshu leaned against the wall and changed his shoes at the entrance. He walked into the house and asked Cheng Fei, Are you feeling better? Ningshu wouldn't yell in front of Cheng Fei. It was useless to say anything before there was evidence. Making a scene was useless, and it would only make things worse. That was why Ningshu was indifferent to Cheng Fei. It made people feel that it was because of the CCTV incident. Cheng Fei nodded. I'm much better. You have lost weight recently. Ningshu looked at Cheng Fei. You have lost weight too. You two chat. I will go and cut some fruits. Cheng Fei, are you eating here tonight? Ai Meixia's mother stood up and asked Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei nodded. Thank you, Mum. Ai Meixia's mother couldn't stop smiling and went to cut some fruits. Ningshu sat opposite Cheng Fei and said, The case of Mum's kidnapping is about to be closed. It was done by a student of the same grade. He is also Dad's student. Cheng Fei was stunned for a moment and said, Then Dad will be sad. Ningshu had been observing Cheng Fei's expression. It didn't look like he was faking it. Cheng Fei was so elegant and refined. Ningshu wanted to punch the ground. There were two people in his mind. One said that Cheng Fei was innocent, and that the person who hired him had wronged him. The other said fiercely that it was Cheng Fei. Don't ask why. It was intuition. It was a scary intuition. These two people gave Ningshu a headache. He really wanted to grab Cheng Fei's collar and throw him to the ground. You can use QQ readers to read this. Please support the original version. Even if it's for free, please vote for the original version. These words that you are looking at are the result of my hard work. I typed them out one by one. Everything that doesn't cost money is pirated. I hope that the pirated website will be infertile and have many children and grandchildren. Chapter 1350. Ningshu felt that Cheng Fei was the murderer, whether it was because of her preconceived notions. The client, Ai Yun, still felt that her husband killed her. But Ningshu could not prove it. Cheng Fei was the murderer. The brake line and the handkerchief could not prove it. She thought that this kidnapping case would make the police suspect Cheng Fei and prove Cheng Fei's innocence. Ningshu looked at Cheng Fei, who was sitting opposite him. Cheng Fei's face was pale. He looked like a beautiful man who was looking up at the sky. Ai Yin, why are you looking at me like this? Are you not going to divorce me because I am handsome? Cheng Fei asked. I don't understand. If I take you out, I can make you proud in front of your best friends and give you a stable life. Why do you have to divorce me? What's wrong with me? Ningxu spread his hands and said, You are very good. Cheng Fei, let's go on a trip. If we can still be together after the trip, let's not divorce. How about that? Ningxu said. If two people who loved each other went on a trip and still loved each other after the trip, they would get married. Because there would be all kinds of unexpected events on the trip. It tested one's ability and character. Ningxu decided to take the initiative. It was not good to be passive all the time. Cheng Fei's eyes lit up and he said immediately, Okay. Where are we going? When are we going? I need to arrange the clinic, and then I can go on a trip with you. Are we going to drive ourselves or go with a group? Cheng Fei was excited. Ningxu said, Do you think it's better to drive ourselves or go with a group? Drive ourselves. I will arrange it. Don't worry. Cheng Fei said with a smile. Where do you want to go? Where do you think is good? Ningxu asked. Cheng Fei kept smiling and looked very happy. He said, Shall we go hiking or diving? Ai Yin, which one do you like? What is climbing? It should be normal climbing. Rock climbing. Ningxu was speechless. Diving? Where are we going to dive? We can go to the beach. Damn, it was really dangerous. Ningxu had never dared to seek death. Climbing and diving, the degree of danger was too high. Ningxu cherished his life very much. He could forget about seeking excitement and adrenaline. Peaceful days were precious to Ningxu. Cheng Fei saw that Ningxu was silent, so he thought for a while and said, How about we go to the desert? Ningxu was speechless. Why couldn't they just go on a normal trip and enjoy the scenery? If he went to the desert, he might be buried in the desert. They didn't even have a sip of water to drink. There was also a sandstorm, and the surroundings were filled with yellow sand. Just looking at it made one feel despair. How could they talk about relaxing? Cheng Fei's taste was really heavy. Couldn't it be more romantic? Ningxu shrugged. Which place do you like? How about the desert? Even if something happens, our corpses won't rot. Instead, they'll be dried by the wind and sand and become mummies. Mummies made by nature. Ningxu was speechless. Anyway, the feeling that Cheng Fei gave Ningxu now was that he was both cute and cruel. The little white rabbit was so white. After cutting the arteries and veins, he didn't move at all. He was so cute. You don't like it? Then what do you like? Cheng Fei asked. No matter where you go, I'll go with you. Ningxu leaned back on the sofa and tried to get as far away from Cheng Fei as possible. He said, Why don't we go and find your parents? We've been married for so long and haven't gone abroad to look for them. We haven't seen them for a long time. Why don't we take this opportunity to visit them? Ningxu looked at Cheng Fei's expression as he spoke. Cheng Fei's expression was very natural. He asked, Do you miss Mom and Dad? Of course. After all, I'm the daughter-in-law. I have to visit them. This time, let's go abroad to visit your parents. What do you think about my in-laws? Ningxu asked. Cheng Fei nodded. Okay, I'll call them and ask where they are now. Ningxu smiled and nodded. Was he going to call a ghost? Was he going to get a pair of fake parents again? Why did Cheng Fei hide the fact that his adoptive parents had passed away? Then it's settled, Ningxu said calmly. When Mrs. Ai saw Ningxu and Cheng Fei talking, she felt that after so many things had happened, something good had finally happened. During dinner, Cheng Fei told Mrs. Ai and Mrs. Ai about going on a trip. Mrs. Ai agreed without thinking. It's good to go out and relax. So many things have happened recently. Professor Ai didn't say anything. He just looked at Ningxu with some confusion. After dinner, they found a chance to be alone. Ningxu asked, Didn't you suspect Cheng Fei? Why did you give him a chance to be alone with you? It's easy to get into trouble on a trip. Have you thought about it? Professor Ai was a little worried. Why do you want to go on a trip at this time? Between his daughter and his son-in-law, Professor Ai would of course choose his daughter. It was impossible to say that Professor Ai didn't have any doubts about Cheng Fei. Even if Li Chen had appeared in the end and closed the case, it would not have mattered. But Cheng Fei had implanted a tracking device in his daughter's body. This was something he couldn't understand. It was said that Ai Yin had a mental disorder, but his daughter looked very normal. Therefore, Professor Ai didn't approve of Cheng Fei and Ning Shu going on a trip in this troubled period. Ning Shu just said, "It's not necessarily a trip. We're just going abroad to visit Cheng Fei's parents. We didn't even speak a few words to each other when we got married last time. It's been almost 2 years and they haven't called me. I just want to see if something happened. How can they not contact each other for so long?" Professor Ai still didn't agree. "This isn't good. Don't go out for a while. Also, the school matter isn't over yet." Ning Su comforted Professor Ai. "Don't worry. I'll be fine, Dad Ai Yin." Cheng Fei came to the balcony and said to the two of them, "Mom asked me to call you to eat fruit." Professor Ai nodded and went into the house. Ning Shu and Cheng Fei were the only two people on the balcony. Cheng Fei asked, "Dad doesn't look good. What happened?" Ning Shu leaned on the balcony and looked at the night view of the city. He said, "Dad doesn't agree with us going to visit your parents. He said that we have to find a day when things are less busy. Dad said that he wants to visit your parents with us." Cheng Fei laughed. "Dad is too polite. We're family. Why are you being so polite? Tisk tsk tsk." Ning Shu admired such shameless people who could lie without batting an eyelid. And no one could tell that they were lying. Chapter 1351. Ning Shu looked at Cheng Fei in silence. "I'll look at you in silence." He didn't say anything. In the end, Cheng Fei decided to take Ning Shu to see his parents. He didn't know if he was seeing a ghost or not. Before leaving, Ning Shu prepared a lot of things, such as a dagger and medicine powder. This time he had to make Cheng Fei show his true colors. On the day of departure, Cheng Fei dragged the luggage downstairs and waited for Ning Shu. Ning Shu carried the bags downstairs and walked to Cheng Fei. Cheng Fei took the bags from Ning Shu, one in each hand. Ning Shu walked beside Cheng Fei and asked, "Do you want me to buy something for your in-laws?" "You have to buy something for your in-laws." "It's okay. My parents are very easygoing people. If you want to buy a gift, wait until we get off the plane. After all, there's so much luggage. You can wait. You can go shopping with them. You can pay for whatever they like." Cheng Fei tilted his head and smiled at Ning Shu. "By the way, do you have money on you? I'll give you my card." Ning Shu was speechless. How could they talk about the dead so normally? It was as if they were still alive. Ning Shu really wanted to kneel down. He had met so many people, but this was the first time he met someone like Cheng Fei. There was nothing unnatural about it. If Ning Shu hadn't found out that Cheng Fei's adoptive parents were dead, he would have believed that there was such a pair of in-laws. Cheng Fei and Ning Shu boarded the plane. The plane flew high in the clouds. Ning Shu looked at the clouds outside the window. "Ai Yin, there's something I need to apologize to you about," Cheng Fei whispered to Ning Shu. Ning Shu nodded. "Go ahead. About your mental disorder, I found a few experts to look at it. Basically, all of them said that you have some sort of mental disorder, and that you have persecutory delusions, so what?" Ning Shu looked at Cheng Fei. To be honest, mental disorders were not easy to identify. For example, the person next to her was such a normal person, but was he normal? Ning Shu felt that he was not normal at all. "If this matter has made you unhappy, I can apologize. When the time comes, I hope you won't mention this in front of Mom and Dad." Ning Shu was speechless. Fuck, did Cheng Fei take her to see a ghost? He looked so serious that she almost believed him. Ning Shu nodded. "I won't tell anyone. Don't worry." Ning Shu pulled down his blindfold and covered his eyes. He could smell the faint smell of disinfectant on Cheng Fei's body. There was also a bitter smell of Western medicine. Seeing that Ning Shu didn't want to talk, Cheng Fei could only sigh. He reached out and grabbed Ning Shu's hand. His palm was sweaty. Ning Shu took off the blindfold and saw Cheng Fei's pale face. "Are you afraid of heights?" "Yeah." Cheng Fei forced a smile. Ning Shu only had one word. He didn't believe him. He wanted to take advantage of her. This was only on a plane. He didn't seem to be afraid of heights, even though he lived in a high-rise building. Ning Shu comforted Cheng Fei. Don't be afraid. If the plane is in an accident, it won't crash like a car. Cheng Fei was speechless. This wasn't comforting at all. On the plane, Cheng Fei kept holding on to Ning Shu's hand. His palm was very wet, and it made Ning Shu very uncomfortable. When they got off the plane, he quickly wiped his hand with a tissue. Cheng Fei's face was so pale that he looked like he was going to faint. Ning Shu didn't know if it was real or not. Cheng Fei was too charming. He had a handsome face and a strong body. He was very attractive to women. There were always women who felt that they were unique and different from others. They could subdue men. It was all the same. Cheng Fei brought Ning Shu to a place. Cheng Fei told the driver a place. Ning Shu didn't know where it was. The car drove on the streets of a foreign country. The streets were full of foreigners with blonde hair and blue eyes. Where are we going? Ning Shu looked out of the window and asked. Was Cheng Fei trying to kidnap her? He was bullying her because she was in a foreign country. Let's go to my parents' house first, Cheng Fei said. They are not at home now. They are on their way home and will be back soon. We have to wait for them, Cheng Fei explained. Ning Shu nodded. He might be able to see Cheng Fei's adoptive parents at night. Since they had passed away, why did they have to hide it so painstakingly? What was so shameful about it? The car stopped in front of a house. The house was quite nice. It was European style and had a garden and a yard. From the outside, it looked like a small red brick house. There was a green mailbox in front of the yard. It looked very refreshing. Cheng Fei carried the things and opened the door of the yard. This house is very beautiful, Ning Shu said. Cheng Fei nodded. This is where my adoptive parents live. They are always away and rarely come home. Cheng Fei took out the key and opened the door. The interior was very well decorated and looked spotless. I asked someone to clean it before we came, Cheng Fei said. Ning Shu was speechless. Was Cheng Fei a roundworm in her stomach? How could he know what she was thinking? Cheng Fei packed the luggage. Ning Shu said, What do you want to eat? I will make it for you. Just eat whatever you have. Ning Shu looked around the house and asked Cheng Fei who was making the salad. Why aren't there any photos of your adoptive parents? There should be. You can look around. I rarely live with my adoptive parents. I don't know the details. Ning Shu was speechless. Cheng Fei had told countless lies on the way here. Ning Shu felt that there must be more to Cheng Fei's adoptive parents. Cheng Fei placed 2 plates of salad on the table. Ning Shu sat down, picked up the fork and put the lettuce into her mouth. Ning Shu paused for a moment. Cheng Fei looked up at Ning Shu and swallowed the food in his mouth. He asked, Why aren't you eating? Does it not taste good? Ning Shu shook her head and ate it. She knew that there was something in it, but she still had to swallow it. It felt so good. Ning Shu ate 2 mouthfuls and did not want to eat anymore. She did not have much of an appetite. Eat more. You were on the plane for so long. Cheng Fei put the lettuce in front of Ning Shu. Ning Shu rubbed her eyes and looked a little sleepy. She said to Cheng Fei, I want to take a nap. I am very sleepy now. Cheng Fei had actually drugged her with sleeping pills. Moreover, it was an addictive sleeping pill with a high content of zolpidem. Okay, go to sleep. I will contact our parents and see where they are now, Cheng Fei said. Ning Shu nodded. She wanted to see what Cheng Fei was up to. Ning Shu went to the bedroom and snuggled into the quilt. There was a smell of sunshine in the quilt. Lying under it felt very comfortable, and he wanted to sleep even more. Ning Shu closed her eyes and mobilized the spiritual energy in her body, slowly digesting the medicinal properties. Chapter 1352. Ning Shu didn't eat much of the salad. Even without spiritual energy, Ning Shu could keep her mind clear. She wanted to know what Cheng Fei was thinking. Why did he drug her? Was he going to do something to her? This was the second time Cheng Fei had done something to her. Ning Shu pricked up her ears to listen to the sounds outside. She could hear Cheng Fei's footsteps outside, one after another. What was he doing? The medicinal effects in Ning Shu's body had already dissipated a lot. She released her spiritual force, wanting to see what Cheng Fei was doing now. Then she saw that Cheng Fei was sharpening a knife. Ning Shu was speechless. He looked like he was going to kill a pig. He wasn't going to kill her, was he? Moreover, Cheng Fei was already wearing a white coat. Ning Shu was speechless. He brought a white coat with him when he was traveling. I gave you a chance to commit murder. You really did it. Gotcha. The sound of the door opening was heard, followed by footsteps. Finally, the footsteps stopped beside the bed. Ning Shu felt that Cheng Fei was staring at her. Ning Shu's body tensed up involuntarily. A hand was placed on her shoulder. Ning Shu almost jumped up, but then she relaxed her body. Cheng Fei was a slippery fish. She couldn't catch him. She had to take a risk. Cheng Fei picked up Ning Shu. Ning Shu cried in her heart. It was supposed to be a romantic princess carry, but now she felt like a pig in a pot of boiling water. Ning Shu closed her eyes as if she was in a deep sleep. Then she released her mental strength to check the surroundings. Cheng Fei carried her to the basement. There was a strong smell of formalin and disinfectant in the basement. It was a little pungent. Ning Shu almost sneezed, but she held it back. Cheng Fei put Ning Shu on a wooden board and turned on the lights in the basement. Ning Shu scanned the basement with her mental strength and found many corpses soaked in formalin. Some specimens are very beautiful when they close their eyes and smile. There was also a pile of amber at the foot of the wall. There were worms and eyes in the amber. Ning Shu even saw a hand, a fair and slender hand, or perhaps a leg. There was also a chemical device not far away. Ning Shu was speechless. Ning Shu had a bad feeling in his heart. "Ai Yun, I love you," Cheng Fei whispered into Ning Shu's ears. Hearing Cheng Fei's voice, Ning Shu's heart sank. A cold and gloomy aura spread throughout her body, causing her to shiver uncontrollably. If she really believed Cheng Fei, she would be a pig. Getting her to this place was a problem even if she used her toenails to think. Ning Shu only wanted to say, "Love you, my ass." Cheng Fei used the surgical scissors to cut Ning Shu's clothes. Ning Shu opened her eyes and looked at him silently. Cheng Fei saw Ning Shu staring at him and smiled at Ning Shu. "You're awake." Ning Shu sat up and looked at Cheng Fei. "What are you doing?" Cheng Fei smiled gently. "Ai Yin, I found a way to live forever." This lunatic was seriously sick. Ning Shu smiled and asked, "What is it?" "You'll know when the time comes." Cheng Fei pressed Ning Shu's body. "Don't worry, it won't hurt. If it hurts, it won't be beautiful." Ning Shu was speechless. "Cheng Fei, what do you want?" Ning Shu pushed Cheng Fei away. "Where is this place?" "Cheng Fei, you lied to me. Your adoptive parents died a long time ago. Why did you lie to me?" Cheng Fei sighed. "So you've known about it." "Sorry, I lied to you about it." Ning Shu was speechless. He didn't know why, but he felt so helpless. Even if Cheng Fei showed a ferocious expression, Ning Shu wouldn't find it strange. Even now, Cheng Fei's face was still gentle and courteous even though he had already shown his true colors. It made people feel helpless. Ning Shu looked at him. "Why did you lie to me?" "Because they're all dead." "How did he die?" "If he died, then he died." "Why didn't you tell me?" Cheng Fei looked at Ning Shu with a gentle and loving gaze. "There was a fire at home. My adoptive parents were burned to death. There was also a 5-year-old sister. When I came home from school, the firemen carried them out of the house. They were beyond recognition. Their bodies were convulsing. My 5-year-old sister was also dead." Ning Shu was speechless. There was a fire? A family of 3 was burned to death. And it happened when Cheng Fei was in school. Cheng Fei had a perfect alibi. "I didn't want to tell you such a horrible thing, so I found someone to pretend to be my parents." "Ai Yin, can you forgive me?" Cheng Fei asked Ning Shu. Ning Shu scratched his head. "My bad temper. You didn't have to hide it." "Why did you hide it?" Ning Shu looked at him expressionlessly. "I didn't want you to know that I was an orphan again." Ning Shu thought, "Oh, so pitiful, damn, he really wanted to slap this guy." His words were watertight. "Then why did you bring me here?" Ning Shu asked coldly. Cheng Fei looked innocent. "Aren't you here for a vacation?" Ning Shu really wanted to give him a tight slap and talk nicely to him. "You came to the basement for a vacation? Do corpses soaked in formalin look good?" Ning Shu shrugged. Cheng Fei sighed helplessly. I didn't want to show you the corpses. Ningxu was speechless. Even now he was still acting cute. Cheng Fei took out the amber hidden at the foot of the wall and showed it to Ningxu. There was a woman's hand in the lake. The hand was slender and beautiful. The skin was fair and the fingernails were pink and delicate. There were no barbs. The amber color was dark yellow, which made the hand even more beautiful. Why are you showing me this? Ningxu asked expressionlessly. This is the way to immortality that I was talking about. It can be preserved in the most beautiful state forever. Peace and tranquility lead to eternity. Ningxu was speechless. Damn it. You want to kill me? Ningxu was in disbelief. Cheng Fei shook his head. I love you so much. How can I kill you? I want you to be preserved in the most beautiful state. I want you to stay by my side forever. Cheng Fei said affectionately. So you want to turn me into amber? Ningxu's face trembled as he said incredulously. This idea was so novel and perverted. He felt that Cheng Fei was not a doctor, but a crazy artist. A crazy artist who had no scruples. Cheng Fei was the one who was fucking paranoid and beyond cure. He could kill you so affectionately and then turn you into a specimen. So good. So affectionate. Ningxu slapped Cheng Fei's face hard. Cheng Fei's face was slanted to the side. Cheng Fei slowly turned his face. There was blood at the corner of his mouth. He still looked at Ningxu kindly. Be good. Don't make a fuss. Be good. Chapter 1353. Even though Ningxu was the one who attacked Cheng Fei still doted on him as if he was looking at his ignorant wife. Cheng Fei licked the blood at the corner of his mouth. Ningxu smiled. I know you can't accept it right now. I can wait. Ningxu, he was asking him to die, not borrowing money. How could he say it so easily? Then how are you going to turn me into a specimen? Ningxu asked. Will it hurt? Cheng Fei smiled gently. It won't hurt. You won't feel any pain at all. I'll use the plasticization technique first, then I'll wrap you in amber. You'll always be so young and beautiful. You'll always be my favorite. Ningxu, love your ass. How could this be called love? Why don't you turn me into amber? What does my life have to do with you? Why do you have to kill me? Even if I'm going to die, you should at least let me know the reason before I die. Dad, did you do this? Ningxu asked. Are you trying to kill my mother? Cheng Fei shook his head. No. I never wanted to kill your parents. Why would I kill them? They're your parents. I love them as much as you do. Thank you so much. Ningxu's mouth twitched. She didn't feel too good. Cheng Fei and Ningxu smiled. You're welcome. Ningxu looked at the piles of amber on the ground and the bodies soaked in formalin. Did you kill all these girls? Ningxu asked. Cheng Fei shook his head. I got them from the funeral parlor. I was practicing making amber. My amber skills are getting better and better. The impurities are getting lesser and lesser. I'll definitely make you into the most perfect amber, Cheng Fei said. It seemed that Ai Yin was still alive because Cheng Fei wasn't good at making amber. Ningxu couldn't help but scratch her head. Cheng Fei was very vigilant. Other than wanting to turn her into amber, he denied everything else. Ningxu not only suspected that Cheng Fei was behind this, but also suspected that he had killed his adoptive parents and his 5-year-old sister. At that time, Cheng Fei was only in his teens. If Cheng Fei really killed his adoptive parents, Cheng Fei would be too scary. He felt that Cheng Fei was not only paranoid, but also had a high IQ and antisocial personality. Personality, charisma on the surface, highly educated, and everyone seemed to like him. He looked friendly, but he used his charisma to manipulate others. He was very heartless. He didn't feel guilty at all when he did something wrong. People with antisocial personalities were professional manipulators. They achieved their goals by controlling others. Don't expect such a person to be sympathetic. No amount of persuasion would be of any use. Instead, you would be controlled. Control your emotions. For example, if you were happy today, someone with a sociopath would come to you and tell you that the boss was very dissatisfied with your work recently. How can you be happy at a time like this? His mood instantly sank to the bottom of the valley. Cheng Fei showed the amber to Ning Shu one by one. He smiled and said to Ning Shu, "Look, aren't there fewer impurities? I practiced for a long time." Ning Shu, "That is it really okay to discuss with me like this? This is turning me into amber. It feels exactly the same as letting me choose my own coffin." Ning Shu looked at Cheng Fei. He was wearing a white coat. He had sharp eyebrows and bright eyes. He was a handsome young man. One's appearance was too deceptive and pretentious. Who would think that Cheng Fei was a bad person when walking on the street? No one. Ning Shu felt that she was unlucky. The men she met were either brain damaged, handsome but brain damaged, or gay. Or they were so affectionate that they wanted to kill him. So when he met these men, he should destroy them. Out of sight, out of mind, and be happy. Ai Yin, which one do you think looks better? Cheng Fei asked Ning Shu. Ning Shu held his chin and looked at the amber. He pointed at the amber in one hand and said, "This one looks good." "I think so too. Ai Yin, don't worry. I will make you look better than this," Cheng Fei said. Ning Shu said indifferently, "Thank you so much." "Cheng Fei, did someone bully you in the past? That's why you became like this?" Ning Shu asked. He grew up in an orphanage, was adopted, and became an orphan. Cheng Fei looked at the amber and said without looking up, "No. I had a conflict with my classmates. My teacher always believed me." Ning Shu shrugged. Was it because he was handsome or because he pretended to be a good boy? That's why the teacher always sided with him. Cheng Fei had been wearing a mask since he was young. He was always liked in front of others. Cheng Fei put down the amber. Ning Shu said gently, "Lie down. Don't worry, it won't hurt. It will be a success." Damn, people who didn't know better would think that it was an operation. "Wait." Ning Shu waved his hand. Cheng Fei sat beside Ning Shu and asked, "Is there anything else?" Cheng Fei made people feel helpless. Looking at his smug face, people would think that he was going to make a great contribution. Ning Shu said, "I have something to say." "Go ahead." Cheng Fei kissed Ning Shu's forehead gently. Ning Shu said, "Get lost. Tell me about your past. For example, the orphanage and your adoptive parents' home." Ning Shu felt that he was crazy to be able to talk to Cheng Fei so calmly. The orphanages in China are all like that. Every time someone adopts a child, the director will dress the child up cute and make us smile sweetly. I was chosen by my adoptive parents because I am healthy. I don't have any diseases. Cheng Fei's tone was perfunctory when he talked about his adoptive parents. "Did your adoptive parents treat you well?" Ning Shu asked. "They treated me very well." Ning Shu said. He didn't think so. "Okay, can we start now?" Cheng Fei said. "Wait a little longer." Ning Shu waved his hand. Cheng Fei looked straight at Ning Shu and said calmly, "Ai Yin, are you not willing?" Ning Shu said, "I have one last question. I won't ask this question anymore." "Why me?" Ning Shu asked. Ai Yin was not a great beauty. Her facial features were not very delicate. Cheng Fei reached out to touch Ning Shu's lips. Ning Shu moved back and avoided Cheng Fei's hand. Cheng Fei lowered his eyelashes and said, "Because you have a beautiful set of teeth, as white as a shell. And you are pure. Maybe it's because you were born in a happy and intellectual family. So when you stand there and smile, you look like an ink painting. At that time, I thought that I must keep your beauty," Cheng Fei said. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.